The following is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Blackmore! We are Detroit!
The MHSAA football finals are presented to you by Arby's. First-time champion was just crowned in Division I. Now, we might see a Division V first time ever. Yeah, it's the Panthers of River Rouge, 12-1 on the year, and for the first time ever, not just hoping to win a championship, but for playing in a championship game. The last 2 years, the Division V title has taken residency on the west side of the state. The Falcons of Grand Rapids West Catholic seek a three-peat in 2015. They marched their way here into Ford Field and only here on Fox Sports Detroit. What's going on, everyone? How are you? Glad you're with us. Alongside Rob Rubik, I'm Matt Shepard. What an entertaining last couple of days and games we've had for you here on FSD, and this one figures to be the same. First, let's talk about this Grand Rapids West Catholic squad. It's a team that is really, really ripe and ready to go, and how much does it matter that you've already been here and against a team that hasn't been here?
Well, I think that matters some, Matt, but ultimately what matters is what you can do when you have the football in your hands and how you defend. When Grand Rapids West Catholic has the football in their hands, they're pretty good. This is a very balanced offensive attack.
All right, in order for you to get here, you want to have balance, and Antoine Burgess does that for the Panthers. He can sling it, and he can run it, too.
Yeah, all rivers that run through Rouge, they run through Antoine Burgess. This is a multi-talented quarter. You talk about the dual threat. He is the poster child. He can spin the ball. This is in the snow. This is last week in miserable conditions, and he's just tossing it down the field right on target, not fluttered at all by the bad weather, and he can run the ball as well. He can do things with his legs, Shep, with his arms. He has the capability of move the chains, and that's what offense is like. And that's why Corey Parker says just praising things about his young quarterback.
Well, he's hoping to lead the Panthers in dethroning this Grand Rapids West Catholic squad that has won back-to-back championships, and they have versatility as well. It's in the defensive backfield. There's a guy by the name of Mr. Fox who's pretty sly like a fox back there, isn't there?
Yeah, sniper sniping with this Fox in the back. This is a young man, David Fox, who was a quarterback when the season started, was going to split time. Hurt his ankle in the first game, broke his collarbone in the third, comes back, he's been slotted as a defensive safety now. He is the heartbeat of this defense. He's the quarterback on the other side of the football. He had a couple hits in the semifinal games. Head coach Dan Rohn said after he hit the opposing players, Tony Poljan from Lansing Catholic, he wasn't sure that young man wanted to play anymore. That number 4 really brings the beef.
Don't you love that type of story? That's what it takes to get here. Teamwork and unselfishness. David Fox has proven that. Antoine Burgess has proven that for the Panthers, and now they're ready to rock and roll. They're ready to butt heads, and they will do so here on Fox Sports Detroit. We'll have the kickoff for you when we return, as bragging rights in Division V are at stake in downtown Detroit.
The MHSAA football finals on Fox Sports Detroit are brought to you by the Michigan National Guard, proud to be the official armed services partner of the MHSAA, and by your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Gentlemen, welcome. Listen carefully. I'm going to give you my secret recipe how to become a state champion. Number one, you need commitment. And that commitment doesn't start today. It should have started at the end of last season. In the weight room, in 7-on-7s, in agility drills. You have to be committed as... Yeah, coach.
Hey, when they're on that odd front, bringing that six-man pressure from the weak side, how are you going to pick that up?
What do you say, just block them better? How about that? Try that for a change. All right, second thing, intensity. You have to exude it so your players want to emulate what you're doing. They're going to get out there, practice hard every day like there's no tomorrow. Yeah, coach.
Coach, the option's been killing us all year. What should we do to stop it?
Just tackle better. You know, I mean, this is simple. All right, belief. You have to believe in your players, then they will believe in you. And if you get that belief, that type of trust, they will do anything for you. They will respond to what you want. Yeah, Coach Nowak, what do you need?
They're in an empty set running 4 verts.
Yeah.
How are we going to cover that?
Just have your guys cover them.
Cover 2? Cover 4?
Yeah, whatever. You just have one for each guy. All right, moving on. Follow these simple instructions. You too can create a masterpiece. Look at this. State championship trophy. It's time. Let the big dogs eat. On Fox Sports Detroit.
The big dog in River Rouge, led by Corey Parker. In his 7th season, 3 times he's won double-digit victories. And he's got 55 knockouts in 7 seasons. And he's matching wits on this Saturday night with Dan Roan in his 9th year. Just 2 wins shy of triple digits. River Rouge won the coin flip, and they're going to receive. Jalen Jackson and Corey Thomas are deep to take the kick from Liam Poots. It's a squid kick fielded at the 30-yard line. Finding a seam and breaking all the way past the 45 is Giovanni Turner. All right, we talked about Antoine Burgess earlier in our open 5'10", $180. He can run it, he can throw it. His head coach loves everything he brings to the proverbial table. We'll hear from him here in a moment. Got the edge. And a first down. Corey Parker on the quarterback.
A guy that you definitely need to make sure you have a level of containment and or some type of spy. If not, on any passing down, he may break for a long run or any called run play. So it's definitely something that you got to hold a couple of players to make sure he stays exactly where he should be in a pocket. And if you don't, he's going to hurt you a little bit with his feet.
Now we'll try to hurt Grand Rapids West Catholic with his arm. Nice improv. Close to the 35. So the Panthers are led up front. And it's a small but mobile and heavy offensive line. They average 6'1", 312 pounds. They get some help from the tight end, Lee Payton. He's a big target. Aaron Vinson and Ashante Howard also at 6'2". Stack formation to the left for Burgess. And a good read right away. It was made by Denny Alt. Part of that Falcons defense that allows 21 points per game on the year, but has forced 30 turnovers. They play a 3-4-D. Connor Boldhouse wears number 14. He leads this team in interceptions with 5. Zach Zenner at the other corner has 4 picks. Throwing down for Burgess and the Panthers. Pressure comes on a blitz. Picked off at the 31-yard line. Sam Neville.
Well, Sam Neville does a nice job getting his drop from his linebacker position. In a passing situation, it helps. Here's Neville. He's just going to drop under coverage here. Let it go. and he sees it coming in behind him. See him get the width, Shep, and that's what's really important. He gets his depth and his width. He undercuts the route. They're trying to get the ball on the slant to Vincent, but what a nice play by Neville. Coached up extremely well and executed what the coaches wanted.
That's the 23rd interception by the Falcons defense this year. That's incredible. Gaetano Valoni is the quarterback in green. He wears number 6. He's just a sophomore. He'll rely on some help on the ground. Bouncing to the outside, Denny Alt. He made that tackle moments ago. He lost the football for a moment. Fights to get it back and does so at the 44-yard line. Picked up 5 on the play. Maloney's thrown for over 2,300 yards this year and 26 scores. He's got an empty set now on a 2nd down and 5. Trips to his right. First down and more for Neville. Here's Dan Roan, the head coach of Grand Rapids West Catholic, on his quarterback.
He's a real gamer. He wants to go out and make some plays. You know, he didn't go into the season as our starter. Fell into that a little bit. He was up on varsity at the start of the season, but he's only a sophomore. We knew he was a special athlete. Last year he was one of the best players in the league as a freshman in baseball. You know, he's come to us and he works hard. I think once he started to play a little bit and the kids started to see him get more comfortable, everybody rallied around him and started making some more plays.
Valoni out of the gun with an empty set. Rolls the pocket, throws, and it's incomplete. Here's the offensive line for the Falcons, who finished the year at 11-2. Neville leads this team in receiving yards. Second and 10. Maloney on a design run. Got some key blocks downfield. Scoots inside the 30. Denny Alt with a nice block there. Picked up 4. The defensive front 4 for River Rouge averages 6'1", almost 208 pounds. Linebackers, Eric Chenault earlier had a nice tip pass. And then in the defensive secondary, Marquise Robinson and Reggie Pearson each have a couple of picks this year.
Wow, when Aaron Rodgers on him, Shep, he went with a hard count. 3rd down and 6. Now you make it much more manageable if you're Grand Rapids West Catholic. With that hard count, you can set up a 3rd and 1.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense, still 3rd down.
It's all about inflection a little bit. Change your rhythm, change that. You get that rhythmic cadence. Now, obviously, it's a little early in the game, so it's a little surprising he was able to do that as well as he did. But it just shows a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm defensively. And River Rouge is on that hair trigger, so to speak.
And here's the other thing. If you don't get it, you still can go for it down here. David Fox is going to run it and get the first down. He's who we highlighted in our open as a safety, but remember, he started the year as the quarterback of his football team. Been injured a couple of times, and we talk about leadership, a guy willing to accept a different role for the betterment of the team.
Well, you can just see a little trap play. Nowicki, the guard, he's going to pull, and all you do as a quarterback is hand it off and watch him just get behind that big guard and get the necessary yardage.
Valoni's back in there now. Pressure comes from the backside. He gets away from it. Nice move. He's got some room. Oh, and he took him head on to the 9-yard line. Marquise Robinson was waiting for him, and Valoni said, let me give you a big smooch here to move the chains.
Yeah, but a good job by Valoni. Scrambling to his right. It's supposed to be a little rollout. They're leaking the tight end down to the corner, but as the pressure comes, there's nothing there. So he ad-libs. He cuts back against the floor of a very aggressive defense and shows some good, quick feet. But as you stated, it ended quickly with Marcus Robinson hitting him.
Fox up the gut. Might have picked up a couple.
We highlighted David Fox in our open because of his defensive prowess. We haven't seen him, and I wasn't privy to the information from Coach Roan that we'd see him as much in the running back position as we have here already coming in on the Wildcat.
Second and goal from the 8 and an injured Panther on the ground. This will be the 8th play of the drive coming up. Corey Parker comes out to check on his injured player. We'll resume when we come back after this. First drive of the night for the Falcons on Fox Sports Detroit.
And 2 weeks in the summer, get a degree with money for school. Learn job skills that translate to the civilian world. Make bonds that last a lifetime. And earn pride for life. If you're at least 17, high school junior interested in learning more about the Guard, text My Guard. That's MIGUARD to 95577.
The injured Panther, linebacker Dontai Sims. Good to see him jog off under his own power, work out some of the cramps and problems, and then he'll be back in there at 6'1", 250. Important for the middle part of that defense for River Rouge, who's trying to limit the damage. The Falcons at a 2nd down and 8. Second and goal from the 8. Neville, no, it's an inside fake, and keeping it there, Valoni all the way down to the 1.5-yard line. Jet motion there, Rube, something you really enjoy.
Yeah, and you're seeing River Rouge right now playing a lot of man coverage. I'm going to show you what I'm talking. They're going to be manned up here, here, and here. And watch the motion, let it go. When they come across, that is a quarterback. You can read that. You know it's man. It's taking the guy right across with the receiver. The middle opens up nicely after the play fake, and good gain, setting up a 3rd and goal. Corey Parker, I think, is going to take a timeout.
Yeah, he saw David Fox in there in the pistol formation, and they moved Valoni to the slot, to the slot on the left side. Parker and River Rouge here for the first time ever. Parker actually was an assistant on Inkster's team that made it to the state finals in 2008, but ended up losing to East Grand Rapids. He knows what it's like. His team doesn't. Here's what he had to say to the Panthers before tonight's kickoff.
Guess what? Our back against the wall, and we know that. We know when y'all will be in your house. It's one way to get out. It's one way out of the house. It's to succeed or perish. They gotta die for us to live. Let's do what we do.
All right, see if those inspirational words come true here on a 3rd down and goal from the 1.5-2-yard line or so. A turnover on the Panthers' first possession. A pick by Sam Neville. And now the Falcons have worked their way all the way down right around the 2-yard line. Valoni, is he in? He's right at the edge there. Don't think the ball crossed the goal line. It's going to be 4th down. Good stop up front.
Well, this is just a straight ahead quarterback power. All he does is look for the gap. He sees it. You know what a great call. I thought he was in, but the tip of the ball hit about a 1/2 foot short.
I like this call too. They're going to go for it. Valoni out of the pistol, right side, gets pushed backwards. Wow. The Panthers defense holds. Dontai Sims with back-to-back big-time plays.
Well, you have a 250-pound linebacker. You want to use him? Have him shoot into the A-gap and stop a 4th down and goal from the 6 inches. That time, Gaetano Valoni, he's going to just try to go to the right. It's that quarterback power, but big number 62 fills. And last time I checked, 250 pounds stops 150 pounds pretty quickly. And what a fill. What a way to finish the tackle. And more importantly than maybe the stop is Valoni kind of limped off the field. Let's hope he's not hurt. The West Catholic would be in trouble right there. Now, you're already playing a young quarterback. You do have David Fox, who came into the season, we talked about Shep, who was a quarterback in the beginning of the season. I think he would probably be able to fill in, but let's hope number 6 is okay.
Well, not to mention the fact that it's a nice sign that Sims is fine. Remember, he was the one who was limping off a little bit. So now in the shadows of their own goal line goes Antoine Burgess. Turns, they'll start on the ground, and breaking a tackle out to the side. Alexander Carter for a first down. What a run by Carter. The sophomore bounced into the outside, and a good reason. You can see right there why he gained over 1,000 yards this year.
Well, this is a pretty good job by the offensive line getting a helmet. You see right there a chance to make the play in the backfield, Sam Neville, but he just can't wrap up Carter. You know, good athletes make good plays, and Carter did that. Not a lot of help when he got to the edge, but on his own he was able to move the chains.
Got a good build at 5'10", 205, just a sophomore. 1st and 10, little breathing room for Burgess. Surging past the 15 to about the 17-yard line. Nathaniel Mitchell, number 51, for Grand Rapids West Catholic, making the tackle. Second and manageable for Burgess. Carter. First down and more. Running over Falcons to the 30-yard line. Good player. Needed 5, picked up 13.
Alexander Carter's a good job. It's just going to be a little underneath handoff, but he has a speed to get to the edge, and he picks up a good block at the point of attack. If you're going to run the edge stuff and you get outside, you better have a wide receiver. Was that Vincent doing a good job, number 11, staying up, staying on? I can't get a look at that number, but whoever it is, if you're going to run edge stuff, Shep, and quick screens and so forth, receivers have to be good blockers.
Carter again, more positive yardage. What's the old saying? Keep running it until they prove they can stop it.
Well, if you got something that works, why risk doing something that maybe you're not comfortable with right now? You're running the ball effectively, as you said. Keep feeding Carter, and you have Antoine Burgess, who's done a nice job as well, coming from the shadow of your own goalpost, starting on maybe the 1 foot line.
The fact that he averages over 17.5 yards per tote. That is awesome. Second down and a fun 5. Burgess, look out. Another first down. Boy, the Panthers just marching, just moving the sticks. David Fox pushed him out of bounds.
Well, you wonder how long West Catholic will stay back defensively. Sooner or later, they're going to start cheating people up in here to try to get Burgess before he get going. But right now, no such luck. And he's getting to the edge, and David Fox does a nice job, Chip, running him out of bounds. Use that sideline as your teammate. Tackle everything inside out, funnel it to the outside. You can see if Burgess gets in the clear, it's going to be exciting to watch what he can do, because I think he's got really good top-end speed.
He's a fun player to watch. Jalen Jackson picks up a couple of yards. Jackson, another sophomore. They got a sophomore tandem in Carter and Jackson. And then Giovanni Turner, who returned the kickoff. He's another guy who's just a sophomore. They've got 3 tailbacks that they can turn to. All will give you solid production. Jackson claimed just 1 on that carry. 2nd and 9. Burgess throws it here. Will. Nope. Gonna run it. He's got an alley. There's a flag on the play, and he's going to get to about the 49-yard line or so.
It was a nice play for the Rouge, but we're going to holding call, I believe, on the back side from where Burgess took off and started to scramble. We got to maybe have a takedown. I'm not sure when he held, but it might have held by the mask up and pulled. I don't know who that was coming off the edge. It might have been Dylan Alt.
Personal foul, face mask, offense. 15 yards from the spot of the foul. 2nd down.
That's on big Devin Williams.
Well, I saw Dylan Alt getting pressure, number 20. He's coming in there, and that's
hello.
Oh, that can be dangerous.
Yeah, that's really dangerous. He almost pulled his helmet
right
off.
Devin did it intentionally. Sometimes the big fellas get their arms all those meat hooks, grab whatever coming through, and That's when Dylan Alt's head stopped, his body kept going ahead, and that's never good.
It's a big penalty, too. Williams anchors that left side at 6 feet, 350 pounds. Under 3.5 to go in the first. Burgess spins it across the middle, and it's behind his intended receiver, Ashante Howard.
This is a different formation you see River Rouge run, Shep. They have a tight end where usually you'll see a tackle, and it looks like he's a tackle and they have two receivers, but actually both receivers, they come to the ball here. I'm going to show you. I'll just show you on live frame. It's an unbalanced set, and talking to Coach Parker, he likes this set. Now, and of course, they're going to come on a different set with trips this way, so to show in a different play. This is the first time they've shown this. But usually right here in the second spot is where their tight end is.
Burgess looks across the middle. He'll throw underneath. It's caught, and all the way to the 38-yard line rolls Lee Payton, their tight end, just his 4th catch of the year. He picked up 15 on a nice play, and actually not a bad drive for the Panthers considered where they started.
No, they flipped the field. Instead of getting stopped 3 and out, you're able to pick up some first downs, get out close to the 40-yard line. Now you punt, and you're going to make West Catholic travel the distance of the field. But that's a big man running the ball there.
Yeah.
You better not just try to knock him down. You better tackle him, wrap him up, because Lee Payton, that tight end at 6'3", 205 pounds, is quite a load.
Yeah, all their receivers are big targets. Leonard Millette will punt it away. Zach Zenner. Yes, Zach Zenner waits for it. He wears 1 in green. He won't get a chance to return. It rolls out of bounds on the far sideline at the 23-yard line. Scoreless game early on. It's a slugfest at Ford Field right here on Fox Sports Detroit.
It's not whether you win, it's how much fun you have after the game. Join us tonight at Applebee's for late night and appetizer. Applebee's, the official restaurant of the MHSAA. After the third quarter today, Michigan Army National Guard 100-yard challenge will take place. Sign up for a chance to win an Applebee's gift card and one on the first play on the common course.
Back at Ford Field, the 2-time defending champion Falcons from Grand Rapids West Catholic haven't allowed more than 14 points in the playoffs. The Panthers, in the meantime, have a couple of shutouts against Clawson and Detroit University Prep before doubling up Algonac and barely beating Ida.
And that's a good Ida team. I call them the potatoes on the Friday night show. Actually, they're the Blue Streaks. That was an outstanding game.
Valoni and an empty set. Throws a screen, and it was sniffed out right away. Aaron Hall on the receiving end, but guess what? Eric Chenault made his second big play of the night.
Eric Chenault tackles the tackle. Second down and 11.
Well, if you're going to square up, lift, drive. That's when you take freshmen in the first practice in freshman football, teach them how to hit that dummy, wrap, lift, and drive, and that's exactly what you saw in that last one.
Yeah, you want to take a picture of that tackle right there. There's an inside give to the 25-yard line, Denny Alt. Denny Alt is a workhorse. He carried it over 150 times this year. Jamal Bonner in on the tackle. There's a good look at Alt, who averaged a little bit more than 8 yards per touch.
This is a situation. Sometimes you get down in the smaller divisions, 5, 6, 7, and they have to come out and throw the ball. Years ago, you knew they were in trouble.
Right.
Nowadays, no, everyone kind of slings it, and West Catholic can really sling the ball.
Especially with those slip screens and bubbles that so many people run. On a slant. What a grab at the 35-yard line. How about that? Connor Nevers reels that baby in to move the chains.
And Marquise Robinson is in coverage. It's right up at the top here. Let it run. He gets inside, and that you can't cover any better,
right?
But you can't throw it any better or catch any better. And I always tell people, a great offensive play will beat a great defensive play if you execute. Boy, Robinson, if he covers like that all game,
he'll be happy.
Yeah, Coach Parker will be extremely happy.
There's a throw to Fox. He's got some room. Is he going to pull away? He's at the 25, and he will score.
Oh, that's got to be oh my. You think that would be a flat? We could tackle him 7 yards deep. Wow, look at the speed of Fox. This is just a straight ahead little inside zone play, and he's just going to take it, find the gap, and then go whoop. That's the part that goes quick. There's not much to draw here. A little trap block inside, nice down block, and then he just shows some outstanding speed, running away from basically the entire secondary of River Rouge.
You're right, they tackled him late in the end zone, no flag. A late flag there could be on roughing the kicker, but here's what we know. David Fox is a playmaker on both sides of the football. He's going to catch his breath, and rightfully so. Roughing the kicker call against River Rouge.
I'll give one more look at this score here. You're going to see a nice trap block, and then he cuts back and shows that he's got some nice top-end speed. David Fox, we highlighted him in our open ship because of his defensive powers, the big hitter that he is, the big playmaker, and there was a very, very late tackle. But I didn't realize, talking to Coach Ronan, I've known Dan for years. He was played at Grand Valley. I knew him back in the days as a player, and he never let on that I was going to see David Fox running the ball as much as he has here already early in this game.
Well, he probably wanted to keep it a secret for
yeah, because I have a blabbermouth.
Yeah,
I also look at it like,
it.
well, I think the fact that, I don't know if Baloney, remember he kind of hobbled off early in the game, maybe.
Yeah, but we did see Fox before then, right?
He ran one before that. He ran a little quarterback power before that on the Wildcat. And he's a quarterback, and that's what we talked about. He was the starting quarterback. I was talking to someone who said, well, he started, maybe he would have split time. But the fact is, he has quarterback skill set.
Well, the last game for Grand Rapids West Catholic in beating Lansing Catholic in a rematch of last year's Division V championship, the Falcons put up 42 points, able to slow down Lansing Catholic on their way to Ford Field.
And that's no easy task. You see the big man carrying the football right there. That's Tony Poljan. That's one of the hits that David Fox came up and hit the 6'6", 250-pound quarterback who's heading to Minnesota, by the way. So this is just not any Johnny-come-lately. This is a player.
So a 7-0 lead, courtesy of the David Fox 64-yard sprint. Just to put a bow on that touchdown run, I like the fact that he kept his eyes straight ahead. He wasn't looking over his shoulder, didn't do anything that would cause him to slow down, allow somebody else to catch up to him. Burgess can do the same now. With those pins he's got, Fox right back out there. Not much of a breather there. You better be in good shape, young man, and he has all season long because of the dual threat that he provides. Not as a quarterback, but more as an offensive ball carrier and a defensive secondary spy, if you will. Burgess cuts it up, spun around, but did get enough for the first down. Should be the final play of the quarter, and it is. Bit of a tug of war and field position for the defenses in this one. An early turnover for Rouge. Falcons couldn't capitalize, but then they do on a 64-yard touchdown run by their junior leader, David Fox. And the two-time defending state champs lead it after 1-7.
As it is time for the Sparrow Kick Contest, please welcome to Ford Field, Sean Sanders from Grand Rapids, West Catholic, and Chris Seaton from Rouge. In which have one try to kick a field goal from the 10-yard line. The kick is good. They will win a $50 Applebee's gift card courtesy of Sparrow Health System. We'll start with Sean from West Catholic. Good luck, Sean.
Corey Parker and River Rouge knows what it's like to blow teams out, and they know what it takes to win games late. Last week, River Rouge took out previously unbeaten Ida in the semifinals. They let an early lead slip away, but stopped Ida on a late two-point conversion in the snow to win it 28-26 and set the stage for their first ever state championship bid.
You gotta love that excitement.
I thought somebody was going to do a snow angel, didn't you?
Well, Corey Parker is one of those personalities. We knew him back at his Eastern Michigan days when he's an Eagle in the early to mid 2000s, and he was always a very enthusiastic. He liked to talk, liked to chat a little bit, but you can tell that his players will really step up for him.
Starter 2 years in a row for the Eagles.
He's a personality guy. He gets kids to believe. He makes them believe in themselves, believe in him, and that's, if you get that done, that's half the battle. Then you find players that can do that, and you plug them into positions, and you get a winning program.
Suddenly you build a little bit of a tradition, and other players want to play. And he wears sunglasses inside. How do you deny that?
He's got some swag.
Burgess feeling his way to the 45-yard line.
Ball carrier 6, Antoine Burgess.
Burgess averaging about 5.5 yards per carry tonight.
This offensive line at River Rouge right now really coming off the ball, getting some push at the point of attack. They're pulling the backside guard. They're creating a bubble. And you create a bubble in that defensive front, and you have a back like Antoine Burgess, he's going to get some positive yards for you.
Well, the bookends, Williams and Laidler, are both over 300.
Bookcases, I call them.
Isaac Wyckoff is 6 feet 340. Burgess, big arm. He's got a man wide open, and he holds it in just inside the 15. Aaron Vinson laid out to get him inside the red zone.
Well, Vinson has been their money man. He's going to be lined up. I believe he's wide. They run a little bit of a crossing route. So this is Vincent. He's going to come in. Inside receiver is going to go out. And there's just a little miscommunication in the secondary. You see Vincent come to the skinny, and it puts the corner on an island. David Fox, outstanding safety, he kind of bites up a little bit on the crossing route, and this allows Vincent to get up over the top.
Good
well-thrown ball.
Yeah, sure was, and a really good catch. Picked up 43. Burgess squeezes it down to the 10-yard line.
What do you think of the unis of West Cat? I know it's kind of random thought there, Shep, but you like them?
You're talking about the logos on each side?
You got the whole uniform, the gray-green, reminds you of Eastern Michigan Eagles, which we cover. The gray and the green, a little bit different colored green.
Yeah, not bad.
Pretty sharp.
Yeah.
Rouge coming in with the all-white. Looking.
I like the Panther helmets. A little like Clemson, right?
Yeah, look at this too. They got the Adidas. Nice. That's got Nike, Adidas now sponsored.
They're big time. Burgess. He can improvise now. Look at this. All the way down to the 6. Drilled there by Carl Myers.
Well, they used to say Barry Sanders could make you miss in a phone booth, and that's what Burgess does. I believe that might have been your buddy Zach Zenner, for the former South Dakota State Jackrabbit. Number 1, he's going to come flying in. He has him dead to rights. Whoops, a little bit of a spin to the outside. You teach all quarterbacks, where you feel the pressure come, spin high and to that side.
Burgess throws on the run, and it is caught at the 1-yard line by Vincent.
Well, Burgess is feeling, you can feel the rhythm he has right now. Whether it's running the ball, we'll get a flag, we'll see what that is, but whether it's running the ball, throwing the ball, he is just really has a nice rhythm. You just see that he just wants to keep it going right now. This penalty, I'm not sure. Did you see anything on that one, Matthew? Or?
Really didn't. I was thinking pass interference some way from where it was thrown, but maybe not. We'll see.
Ineligible receiver, offense, 5 yards, still third down.
This may be one of those situations that the officials have to realize that Corey Parker's formations are a little bit out of the ordinary. That maybe we could check back at that some time. Okay, look at, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 7 on the ball. That's good. Now that being said, he can't go for a pass. Let it run. Let's see if anyone. Well, that's a good look at the set. I can't see who ultimately goes out down the field. But if you have strange formations, as a head coach, you need to meet the officials prior to the game, say, okay, this is a trick play, or this is something we're going to do, or these are formations we run. These are legal formations. They may look different to you, and you're not used to seeing them, because this looks like the same formation right here.
Listen, that's done at every single sport, too, by the way.
Right.
Burgess rolls to the right, throws on the run, and it is caught! Touchdown!
Flag.
There is a flag on the play. Ashante Howard might have his 5th TD catch of the season.
Could be interference on the defense on number 14 that time. Connor Bolthouse. I'm not.
Tempers the celebration if that's the case. But he is talking with Corey Parker, which usually is a pretty good sign.
Pass interference, defense, touchdown is good. Penalty will be enforced, half the distance to goal.
Right, it's going to be just a roll out this way, and the receivers all going to kind of work to the back. One's going to work to the flat, let it run. And number 14, a little China route, spins in, spins out, and that's just an inadvertent trip. But what a throw and what a catch. And I'm not sure if he was throwing, because when Burgess let the ball go, Ashante Howard ended up coming up with it, but the receiver in the front looked like he was open. He may have been throwing it to him, and as he fell down, they let Burgess catch it behind him.
It scoots between his legs. He's going to roll to his right. Burgess looking for the edge, and he's going to be denied on the 2-point conversion. But he gets the Panthers on the board. It's 7-6. Grand Rapids West Catholic. It was David Fox with a 64-yard sprint, and then a little Saturday night at the Improv by Antoine Burgess.
It's time for Level 1 Bank Trivia Football's Finals Trivia. Here's your question. Level 1 Bank. Our passion is helping to power movers. Visit level1bank.com to see what we're all about. And right now, the cheerleaders are tossing those 15.
Well, Rouge has moved the football pretty effectively here tonight against West Catholic. Finally, it pays off. Antoine Burgess connecting with Ashante Howard for the 5th time this season in the end zone. The 2-point conversion fails, and it's 7-6, 2-time defending champs. There's the scoring drive. They marched it 80 yards in under 4 minutes. Impressive.
Well, they used different weapons, but mostly Burgess. So far in this game, 20 offensive plays, 15 of them to Burgess.
Short kick, fielded at the 20 by Bolthouse. He's going nowhere.
Connor Bolthouse
MHSAA.TV will have live streaming coverage of the postgame press conference from this one. Plus, you'll find highlights and an archive of all of this weekend's championship games. Get bonus coverage of the football finals at MHSAA.TV. All have been very good games as well, including the last one that you and Dan Dickerson called in Division I, where you saw a first-time champion. Now, you liked Romeo. You said on our Selection Sunday show, I'm going to give you a dark horse right now. And you said the Romeo Bulldogs.
Yeah,
they did it.
I appreciate the props. I also picked about 3 other teams that didn't get there as well. But I do appreciate it, Matt.
All right. There's the inside give. Neville turns it up and leans past the 25 to the 26 and a nice first down run.
I think Dan Roan and the West Catholic Falcons are going to have to get the ball down the field a little bit. I just think this defensive front seven of the Rouge is they're too big and athletic and fast. The side-to-side game, the little edge stuff is not working. So what you do then is you try to stretch them vertically.
The backers can move, especially Chenault and Pipkins. North and south, but very minimal gain there.
Number 6, Vitello Baloney on the carry.
I look at scores, and we do host the Friday night show for the MHSAA, the football Friday night. And sometimes all you can do is look at comparative scores. It's hard to get a feel for how good River Rouge is because the teams that they play down River a lot, you just don't see getting deep into the playoffs. You think, well, maybe they're not that good. Right. But this team is good. I'm telling you right now, I can see the personnel they have, the way they move. They have some talent.
It's 6 shutouts on the year. Fox on throwback, near side, and just over the head of Baloney. Like the call, rather.
Yeah.
Just couldn't.
Well, we talked about David Fox being a quarterback, and that time they kind of handed him going to the left. And all you're going to see is they're going to take Fox, going to motion him, he's going to get it, and then Valoni's going to come here and then release down the sidelines. River Rouge was not fooled. He comes in motion, give it to him. It looks like the jet sweep. I think he maybe turned it a little bit too quick to kind of give a tip of what they were trying to do.
Timeout River Rouge.
Timeout, River Rouge.
That's the second timeout burned by Corey Parker here in this first half. He might be warning his team of some possible trickery, who knows, but it's always good to make sure they're on the same page.
Well, we've had a good day. Actually, really, best weekend I've seen in, I don't know, my 24 years of doing this. This morning, Ishpeming went down 16-0 spotting Coamo Westphalia and came back and scored 22 straight. Yeah, and that was a long and slow 22 because they're doing 3-4 yards of carry by Ozzie Corp. In Division I, Romeo and Cass Tech, a lot of points, a lot of big plays, and a lot of outstanding players as Coach Couch and Coach Reines get their first state championship for themselves and Romeo. And then after this one, Chelsea, we had the Bulldogs and Coach Brad Bush taking on the legend George Port and Orchard Lake St. Mary's. That'll be a tough task for the Bulldogs of Chelsea. But it was a good day to be a Bulldog because Romeo's got one in the bank.
I was just going to say, it was going to be supposedly really tough for Romeo, too, considering the amount of girth on that offensive line by Cass Tech. It was so well documented. Good punt right here, too. It's a dandy. All the way down to the 20-yard line. Maybe Corey Parker was telling his club, don't send anybody back. We're just going to live with it. We've been moving the football really well. We're down just one, and we got 7:22 to go in the half.
I'm going to pick a sleeper district. I really believe in, and this is not my bias, but I think you get a district, you look at with Romeo, Clarkston, and Lapeer coming out of the same district. Whoever comes out of that is going to be a formidable foe for someone to try to knock off. I'm I'm going to pick a sleeper district. I really believe, and this is not my bias, but I think you got a district you look at with Romeo, Clarkston, and Lapeer coming out of the same district. Whoever comes out of that is going to be a formidable foe for someone to try to knock off.
The Prophet. To our right. Knew it was happening. So far on this championship weekend, he is 6 for 6. Don't think anybody else is even close to that. But Rob Ruick's got it nailed down.
Stop, Shep.
Second straight start for River Rouge at their own 20-yard line. Last time they possessed the football at this stage, they went 80 yards in 8 plays, guided by this man, Antoine Burgess. Shakes free from a tackle and then dropped by 3 different Falcons after a gain of 1.
You better make sure he's down. I mean, he better not even be wiggling on the ground, because if he gets going in space, he is such a difficult guy to bring down, and he doesn't go down. He battles, he twists, he fights. Every time you think you have him, Antoine Burgess is able to get a couple more yards. They're just running a simple zone power scheme, I think, right now, but it's a quarterback. It's a one-man zone. Corey Parker said this is kind of a morph of the old single wing offense. He started to give me the history of it, and after about 10 minutes I said, Coach, I got 5 other coaches I have to talk to.
He's passionate. It was actually a gain of 3. Burgess fires on a screen, and the knee went right down, so that's a loss of a couple of yards. That football needs to be thrown a little bit higher for Linnell Martin. That's not on the receiver's fault right there. That's a tough pass to handle.
Well, this, as you're going to see, just goes down to knees. Good call by the official right there. I like Antoine Burgess, though. I like his mechanics. He's got a quick, tight release. He gets it out. Now, that one obviously could have been up a few more feet higher. Give the receiver a chance. But he does get the ball in and out quickly. And that's what you want. If you're going to go that quick outside screen game, it's up to the quarterback to get it out, to give your receiver a better chance to make that defensive back miss.
Panthers 1 for 3 on 3rd downs. Blitz comes. They pick it up. Looking for some room, and down he goes at the 22-yard line. A never-say-die attitude from Denny Holt. This kid's had a heck of a first half.
He has. He had a tough face mask where he got grabbed on that last drive where he was trying to get pressure. And here's a look at Burgess coming through, but watch out. He'll come in, he'll slide off the tackle. He's able to beat the block of Lee Payton, the tight end, and get back in on the play, and that's what you like, boy. You think your guys are out of the play, but they can fall off the block, and they have the ability to sink back in and make a play. Those are football players.
Denny Holt has 5 tackles already in this one. 5:10 remaining in the opening half. Zach Zenner awaits the punt inside his own 40. Won't get a chance. Special teams have been pretty good. This one nestled down at the 31. A punt of 46, a net punt of 46. Hey, join the conversation on the football finals this weekend by sharing your photos on Instagram and on Twitter with hashtag MHSAAFB. You may see them on the broadcast or on FoxSportsDetroit.com. Make sure to follow us on Snapchat at FS Detroit all weekend long. Dan Roan, who's got championships in 2010, 2013, 2014. He was a runner-up in 2012. Interesting start to the season for his team as they go inside give, and just tripped up was Alt. Otherwise, he's got a first down. He'll mark it at the 36-yard line. This Falcons club, though, as we take a look at it,
just getting a hand out. Doing a nice job tripping up with Jamal Bonner.
This Falcons club lost 2 of their first 3 games, Rob. Jackson, Lumen Christie, and Ada Forest Hills.
Pretty good teams.
Yeah. Still,
yep.
They lost 2 of 3, and they righted the ship. Give them a lot of credit. They're going to throw for it here. Pressure comes. Oh, a nice little jitterbug move, and then down he goes to the 30-yard line. Jamal Bonner, another play made. Second straight for him.
Neville came open pretty nicely. I think he might. I don't know if he runs a double move. He's going to be. I think Neville's right here. Let's see. Let it go. Let's see if he does a double move. Oh no, he just gets a nice release. He beats the jam, and he has 3 yards. But when he was coming open, Gaetano Vallone just was not ready to deliver the ball. There was a little bit of pressure in his face, but boy, that's a nice release outside by a high school wideout.
Throwing situation on 3rd and 11. Maloney goes down the wide open. Oh, he laid out and hauled it in. Zach Center corralled it for a first down. Whale of a catch right there by the junior.
Well, this is when you run the short screen game. We're going to take a look. They're going to fake the bubble out here. Here is Zenner. He's going to just come like he's going to block, and then he's going to release, and they're going to throw it. So they come out. He's just kind of going to come out, release a little bit like I'm going to block, and then now I'm going to go down the field. No one's with him. Well executed, well thrown.
That's a blown assignment. Now they're going to throw the bubble screen here, scooped off the turf at the 40-yard line. Connor Nemmers.
We're going to see the end of this catch. Look at him stretch out. Zach Zenner. How he feels when the Lions, bring the other Zach Zenner to training camp this year. I bet you got a lot of love from his teammates, thinking he's double dipping, playing high school football and in the NFL in the same fall.
Well, considering he's on the injured reserve list too, that's a problem for the Lions.
Well, maybe he's faking it with the Lions so he could do this tonight.
There's Zenner's numbers right there. David Fox is in out of the pistol formation. Remember, he's got the 64-yard touchdown run for the Falcons. That's why they're up by 1. And he'll run it up the gut. And break free! Come on! Are you serious? Oh, he carried him into the end zone!
Well, you called it, Shep. Last time they had him in the Wildcat with David Fox, he had a 64-yard the other way. They come back out again, but he's got to thank his left guard. When you're going to see this, let's watch Mark Nowicki. He's going to get the trap block, and all we're going to see here is David Fox come up underneath it. Gets a nice kick out, bam, right there, timing. When you go in the trap game, if you can hit that trap block at the same time, you have big plays.
Big-time playmaker.
Another look here, and you're going to see it, let it go. It's just a nice trap block, and it's all about he hits it so Nowicki doesn't have to hold the block long. And then Fox says, you know what? I can run a little bit. I got some hits. Wow, what a nice run.
Hey, Reggie Pearson had a shot, and instead he tried to go for a kill shot. Yeah.
Well, you can't, I said, you can't be a bowling ball. Well, he's trying to strip the ball out a little bit, but Fox is able to carry him in the end zone.
Well, yeah, but 21, Reggie Pearson, I mean, he had a chance to wrap up. He just leads with his shoulder.
Yeah, that's the old bowling ball bowling pin. You know, you can't be a bowling ball in this game. You got to be a Velociraptor instead.
Yeah, well, David Fox has been a Tyrannosaurus Rex right here early on.
I tell you, 2 games ago, we've highlighted the right people, that's for sure.
You better believe it.
Sometimes stats lie and coaches fib, but both these coaches and the stats have told the truth, what's happened so far in this game.
Fox has 4 carries on the night. He's gained 106 yards, and he's found pay dirt twice. I'm no mathematician, but 26 and a half yards per touch is pretty darn good. That was touched by a Panther up front. They're going to go with it. Turner stumbles his way to the 42. Well, this is all about leadership, and Dan Roan's got plenty of leaders, guys who have been here before. Here's the coach from West Catholic on his senior leadership getting him to this point.
It's the smallest senior class that we've had out for football, but also in enrollment in our school, yet they've been in the state championship game 4 times. It says something a lot about those kids, and not just the playmakers like Connor Nemmers and Carl Myers, but the kids like Will Klein and Billy Crail. Some of those kids that name might not be called all the time, but they're special, and they're a special part of our program.
Love when coaches recognize the guys who may not put up the gaudy stats, or maybe even be starters. Inside give to Carter. Carter's had a nice day, but not on this run. He's going the wrong way. And Carl Myers, who Coach Roan just talked about, has been all over the place. He's a massive defensive tackle who swallows up run ball carriers.
Well, they just cannot speak highly enough about Carl Myers. He just makes play after play, and he's tenacious. He stays with it, and then you hang on long enough, your friends will show up at the party as well. And that time, 3-4 green shirts finally get there and take down Alexander Carter. There's a nice look at Carl Myers.
Almost 2-1 in favor of the 2-time defending state champs. Number 104 come from one guy. Burgess flushed from the pocket. Ball came loose, but he hopped on it at the 41-yard line. running out of time, too. Remember, they only have the one timeout, and the Falcons call the timeout here. And that's a smart timeout, don't you think, Rob?
Yeah, I do think it is, Shep, and we're going to get a chance. We might take a look at these routes. I'm thinking, though, we're going to see the ISO up top, and here's the tight end. He's going to help pass block. Not a lot there, but on the other side, we get a chance to take a look at it, Shep. They ran a little crossing route, and I just think you're going to see it right here. We can just see this come. Watch it come underneath, and he's going to come open right there. There's a lot of room in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
I just think Antoine Burgess right now is looking run first, pass second. If you got guys running down the field, Coach Parker is going to tell them, I have to listen. Okay, I know you like to run. Give our pass patterns a chance.
Give it another tick left. What you're doing is you're deciding maybe just a little bit too soon.
Right.
Yeah.
We have a lot of speed on the edge.
Yep.
Let's let the routes develop and the chance to make a big play. If nothing's there then, use your God-given athletic ability and make a play.
Sometimes quarterbacks, especially at the high school level, look down. When the rush is coming, they look down when really they need to keep their eyes downfield. It's not an easy thing to do. 3rd down and 12. This will not be easy either. 1 for 4 tonight for the Panthers. Burgess in a deep drop. And a deep throw down the sideline. And it is caught on a comeback inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. A big play made. Burgess to Giovanni Turner.
Well, Giovanni Turner is going to make this play, but this ball is thrown extremely well. That's what I'm saying about Antoine Burgess. Just give it time. We're going to see the twin set, the stack coming out. Turner's going to be the inside. Once again, it's kind of a skinny wheel route. It's not your classic wheel where the outside guy runs an angle route and then turns down the sideline. It's just kind of a high crossing route. But any type of crossing pattern you see is a defensive problem.
Gain of 41 on Burgess, runs right into Carl Myers, and you do that, you're going the other way. Him and Robbie Dorado.
And here's another look at the catch here. Look it in, and then have the wherewithal to make a move when the first person comes. I don't know. I didn't have that. I had the ability to make the catch. I could not multitask. But look at stay there, stay in the pocket. That time he takes a shot, but he makes a big play, and that's what you have to do. Give the play time, Shep. Like you said, one more tick.
River Rouge has one timeout at their disposal right now. They've held the upper hand through the air. Burgess picked off! It's intercepted by Connor Bolthouse.
Oh, they land in or out. The officials are talking it over. Oh, they're going to give it to him.
Second interception for the Falcons D tonight.
What a play.
Great
Bolthouse,
anticipation.
You're going to see him jump. Look at him right now. He sees the ball. He becomes receiver. He being Bolthouse. Catches it. Foot down. Absolutely. Great call. Easily in bounds. I didn't know he had the ball as quickly as he did. You can't play corner any better than that. We've just seen some outstanding football here today. Look at him. As a corner, you say when you break on the ball, if you're in position and you do it right, you become the receiver. That ball is thrown to you.
Here's the other thing. He's got strong hands.
Yeah, because he grabbed it
to do.
and just just a couple feet off the ground. There's 3 flags, synchronized flag throwing back to the officials.
They win the gold medal.
Yeah.
Substitution infraction, defense, 5 yards, first down, and 5.
Well, do you take a shot here? You got 27 seconds left. You're up by 8.
I go up by 8.
You're going to get the football.
Yeah.
You're going to get the football to start the second half.
I might run a first or a dive or something I know, or let David Fox run the ball. Because when he runs it, he scores touchdowns.
They're going to put it up. Nevers. Incomplete. He was the intended receiver. Guarded tightly by Robert Blackwell. It's another good corner play that we've seen. Good step for step. Blackwell was right there, the senior. 6'1", 170 pounds.
Well, you know the secret of playing cornerback, Matt, is? I'll give you one guess.
Short memory.
No, be really fast.
It helps.
That makes playing that spot a lot easier. If you could you're really fast, and that's what we just saw in that last play. Cover a lot of ground in a little bit of time.
Expect an inside give here, don't you? 20 seconds to go.
Now this guy's eligible right here, too. Even though he looks like he's in a really poor pass blocking stance.
There's the inside handoff. First down for Denny Alt.
Well, he has 2 timeouts. I think he'll burn one there. Pretty aggressive. I'm sorry.
You're getting a little closer.
Yeah, pretty aggressive play calling, though, for a high school level. I mean, you're 15 seconds and a half. You got an 8-point lead deep in your end. You're going to get the ball to start the second half, and you're letting your quarterback sling it. You're letting young kids show them they have confidence. But he also knows the strength of his offense. In talking to Dan prior to this game, he said, Connor Nembers, Sam Neville, these are Zach Center, Dylan Vasakis, who we haven't heard a lot from so far, but these are the players that he depends on. They spread the wealth with this offense.
See what David Fox has done already today.
Okay,
similar plays too on those touchdown runs.
If you average that as a receiver, you're having an outstanding day. That's rushes.
And if you're averaging that as a runner, it's an unheard of day. Here's what's coming up for us at the half. We'll talk with the two-time defending state champion coach Dan Roan. We've got a really good feature on the big fella from Lansing Catholic and the Brotherhood that he and his team has built, and he's going to Minnesota, plus halftime stats and analysis. They'll roll the pocket. Throw an out pattern, and it's incomplete, intended for Zach Zenner. That's the danger right there. Eric Chenault made another nice play. The danger is that could have been a pick six.
Yeah, and I think that's what Dan Roan might be thinking here, too, so I wouldn't be surprised. Now, he seems to be pretty much a gunslinger, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a little quarterback keep here. Or hand the ball to Dylan Alt. I don't know if because you want to give a pick six the other way, that would just defeat so many good things that you've accomplished in the first half.
Got 8 seconds. I just turtle right here. He's going to roll the pocket. Maybe he gets a pass interference call. Who knows? And now he's going to run it and get down to the 30, and that'll do it. Darrell Latham makes the play, but it's been solid play here in the opening half. West Catholic with a couple of interceptions to halt River Rouge drives. They also had River Rouge defensively make a stand on 4th and 1 at the goal line, and then we've seen David Fox do his thing.
Well, we've seen him just great acceleration and shows balance, not as much on this play, but on the next touchdown you're going to see, David Fox does a nice job following his guard, Mark Nowicki, shows speed, shows balance, and just shows the ability to make plays. And I think this is why when we talked to Dan Roan, of anyone I said I could highlight, he said number 4 is the one you're going to want to look at. He will be making plays for us the entire evening, and so far he has not let us down.
The West Catholic coach is looking for his 99th career win. He's looking for a 4th state championship. He's a half a football away, and he joins us here on Fox Sports Detroit. Coach, we appreciate it very much. I tell you what, it's been a really dynamite first half. Turnovers by your defense forced, and what a job by David Fox.
Yeah, David's a dynamic kid. He was our starting quarterback at the beginning of the season, so we can move him around and do a lot of things with him. He got a little flat-footed on that post that they beat us on, but he'll come back and make some plays.
Coach Rob Rubick here. I talked to you. You mentioned that David Fox, he's such a big hitter and such a valuable asset in your secondary. You didn't let on to me that you're going to run him as much as I've seen you run him so far tonight.
Well, we can split G out and get in kind of a wildcat look, and it spreads our defense out. They do such a good job inside that we felt we had to pull those linebackers out of the box a little bit, and we're able to do that. We're able to hit some inside traps on them. So David can also throw the ball, so they have to play us honest. As long as we can do that, I think we can be successful with it.
Coach, what do you need to do in the second half defensively? Because River Rouge has had some success moving the football on you now.
They have. We got to be a little more physical inside. I mean, they're a big kid. They got some big kids up front, and we're getting in and out of some different looks based on down and distance. But if our defensive ends stay physical, Carl's making some plays, we need Curtis to step up a little bit, I think we'll be all right. And we got to score when we get in the red zone. If we take care of the football, put the ball in the end zone or in the red zone, I think we'll be all right.
Coach, we appreciate the time. Good luck in the second half.
Thanks, guys.
His club has forced now 32 turnovers on the season. And when you get a dual player like David Fox, do what he did in that first half, 4 tackles, 106 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, that's a recipe for success, especially on the biggest stage. Welcome back. There's an element of family within every high school football team.
The MHSAA Football Finals on Fox Sports Detroit are brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs.
It's a one-score difference at the half in bragging rights for Division 5 here on Fox Sports Detroit. Welcome back. This thing I love most about football is there's an element about family within every high school football program. And for Lansing Catholic, it really centers around their massive quarterback, Tony Poljan, a guy who grew up in the country, and why those country roots are so important and so ideal to lead his club. Johnny Keene has more.
40 points. We put up 40, we get bacon.
How many times have you had bacon?
Not as many as we should.
Lineman is the family business, so we have an appreciation for that, and I ask them to protect my baby, so they do a good job of that.
Protecting Amy Poljan's baby is one tall order, considering her son is 6'7", 235-pound quarterback Tony Poljan. And when Tony and his teammates bring home a W, they're rewarded with breakfast at the Poljans the next morning.
It's been something that's been going on in Lansing for a long time. You know, the day starts early, 5:30. You know, you got to get them get cooking.
It's not all the quarterback or all the running back, that it's about the linemen and giving them a little back.
Breakfast aside, the Cougars are feeling extra motivated to protect their QB after a runner-up finish in last year's playoffs.
In the off-season, you know, after the loss at Ford, almost every day in the summer, you know, he worked out, went to a trainer, got better, and then, you know, he brought that to us.
It's just an example to all of us to work harder for him, because he put so much into it. He put so much of himself into it. That's been his life for the past couple of years, and so it's just, we feel guilty if we don't work as hard as possible.
That contagious work ethic is something Poljan developed at an early age, as the middle child of 7 in a competitive family.
He was always pushed way above where, just to hang out with them, you know, just to play kickball or play football in the yard. He always had to play at a much higher level. And he was determined to beat his brothers.
He bugged me all summer to take the training wheels off his bike. Finally, he's two years old. I take him off, figure he's going to crash and cry, and I'll put him back on. I take his training wheels off, let go of him on the bike. He rides to the end of the driveway, turns around, drives back.
Who's the best athlete in the family?
If you ask my older brother, he'll say him. Ask my older sister, she'll say her. Ask my older brother, he'll say himself. And then you ask me.
Tony's size is a benefit now, but youth participation rules kept him from playing his favorite position until high school. But the discipline he learned from working on the family farm, as well as managing a lifelong stutter, kept him patient and hungry.
At the end of the day, it's a guy who wants to play the hardest and win the most. That's I'm gonna either tackle me or I'm gonna break their tackle.
It's whatever needs to be done, and I think that's what you get from the country and the farm, is that there's nobody else there to do it for you. You have to be able to do anything.
After his breakout junior season, Poljan has demonstrated he really can do everything, accounting for a combined 56 touchdowns. But underneath it all, Tony understands the importance of the bigger picture, the team.
Ever since we lost, every week our chemistry has been getting better and better. We all give each other a lot of crap, but at the end of the day, that's one of the family aspects, because it's showing love and care, and then when we go out and work on the field, it's the same exact concept where we are all fighting for each other as one team.
This Lansing Catholic team is a family and hopes to be celebrating the Thanksgiving holiday together at Ford Field.
6-7, but unfortunately for Poljan and Catholic Central, they lost to this West Catholic club last week, 42-13. Still had a heck of a season, 11-2. He's going to Minnesota, and the Gophers could use him today. They are getting pounded by Wisconsin. We wish him well in the future. It's been a good first half, too. There's a reason West Catholic has been so successful. Their defense has forced 32 turnovers, including 2 picks tonight. We'll talk about it with Rob Rubik next. (14-6), the defending state champion, West Catholic, is in front of River Rouge. But it's just a one-possession game. Welcome back alongside Rob Rubik. I'm Matt Shepard. We've seen some pretty good defensive plays today. We've seen, you know, I don't want to sound like everything is all peaches and cream, but the offenses have both been able to move the football, and the defenses have made some key plays.
They haven't moved it in huge chunks with the exception of Fox's touchdown, but there's been some nice plays, some nice 7-8 yard gains, and a lot has been due to the fact that we have some really good athletes out here. And this is going to start out Dante Sim. Look at the hit he's able to put on Baloney on a 4th and goal on the half-yard line. He denies him. And then they come back in the other, and you can see the pick by Neville. He steps in front, undercuts Vincent's route, and makes the interception. And then, once again, David Fox. Look at this. Look at the speed, the balance, the vision getting down to the field. I just like this kid, and Coach Rowan pointed out that he's quite a player. And then the touchdown pass to Howard over the top, really dropped in where it needed to be by Antoine Burgess. And once again, you see Fox getting loose on that quarterback zone power play, taking it into the end zone for a touchdown for the 14 points for West Catholic, and a pretty enjoyable first half to call.
Our first half highlights brought to you by Arby's, and here's the numbers from the first half when you see one team dominating the way that West Catholic is on the ground, and on the other hand, the Panthers dominating through the air.
Well, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Now, hopefully, Grand Rapids Catholic's hoping that cat's a Panther, but 204 yards to 198 yards, pretty balanced. Look at the first down, it's pretty balanced. The key turnover, or key stat rather, is the turnover.
Well,
2 for River Rouge, and penalties.
River Rouge really hurt themselves.
Grand Rapids played clean. No penalties, no turnovers. That's a clean half.
I wonder how much of that has to do with experience. The fact that a lot of these guys have been here back-to-back years, now with third year.
Somewhat. Sometimes you make penalties because the guy you're playing is pretty good, too, and you have to do something to give yourself an edge.
Panthers are looking to snarl their way back here in the second half. West Catholic in front, 14-8. Second half right around the corner. Stay with us. fine-tuned machine are the two-time defending state champs. They're up on the River Rouge Panthers 14-6. This is game 3 of 4 games for us here on Fox Sports Detroit. Earlier today, Ishpeming came from 16 points down and picked up their 3rd state championship in the last 4 years. Romeo slugged Cass Tech for their first ever title. And later on tonight, Orchard Lake St. Mary's, they're big boys in the D3, and they're taking on a surprising Chelsea club. We'll have it for you right after this one. Living Out a Prayer is what the Falcons band is playing right now. Whose prayer will be answered in the second half? We'll soon find out on Fox Sports Detroit. The broadcast of this Division 5 state championship game is a copyrighted presentation of the Michigan High School Athletic Association and Fox Sports Detroit. No reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution of the descriptions or accounts of this game may take place without the expressed written consent of the MHSAA and Fox Sports Detroit. Falcons hit the field looking forward to having the football first, nursing an 8-point lead on Fox Sports Detroit.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for its and potential. School activities through the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award, which is underwritten by Farmville Insurance. The applicants will be running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Applications for this year are closed. Watch the MHSAA announcement of applicants, finalists, scholarship recipients, and the recipients. Michigan State Police is committed to keeping children safe in the online world. Please join us in encouraging and empowering our children. Promoting good cyber citizenship. Learn more about cybersecurity. Visit michigan.gov/MSD-cyber.
The Falcons of Grand Rapids West Catholic will start this second half with the football and an 8-point lead. They've been impressive on both sides of the ball. You can understand why they are here at 11-2. Meanwhile, Antoine Burgess has showed a very strong arm, fleet of foot, but his club has hurt themselves with a couple of turnovers.
Yeah, you know, Mike Brad, our statistician, gave me a note at halftime, which I didn't realize. The 2 best starting field positions that Rouge had were when they threw the 2 picks. did not take advantage, had good field position, could not capitalize on it. So that's something they have to correct in the second half, and Antoine Burgess has just got to settle in and let his routes develop, use his running ability, Shep, when he needs to run, but don't look to run every play.
They did have an 80-yard march in 8 plays for their lone score. Corey Parker's club, there's a lot of diagramming going on there on the whiteboard as he tries to figure out the formula, a winning formula here in the second half. His club 12-1. His lone loss was in week 7 to Pontiac Notre Dame Prep. It was by just a field goal. Just about everybody else, I mean, they won rather comfortably.
Team 2 receives the grand draft. Rapids West Catholic is number 1, Zach Zetter, and 14, Connor.
Aaron Vincent will kick it away for the Panthers. Check that. Leonard Millette will kick it away for the Panthers. Second half is underway. Zach Zenner watches it go out of bounds. His coach spoke to the Falcons at halftime. Our cameras were inside the West Catholic locker room to hear what Dan Roan had to say.
Listen, we've been here before. We've been in these situations plenty of times. This is still our championship. It's ours until somebody takes it away. They don't have the ability to take it away unless we give it to them. Play our style of football. No turnovers, no penalties, no mistakes. Start taking advantage of situations and be the most physical team on the field in the second half. Let's go get another one right now. Let's go. That's that 3. 1, 2, 3.
I'll tell you what, Chip. You're my partner, and that's what you pinpointed at half, that experience, and that's what Coach Roan is pointing out to his team that they have that River Rouge doesn't.
I love what he just said there. Let's go get another one. Let's stay hungry. That's not an easy thing to do. It's tough to win one. Oh, wow. Right up the gut. Breaking free. Everybody thought somebody else had the football. Instead, it's the quarterback, Valoni, and he's pushed out of bounds inside the 10. What a great fake by Gaetano Valoni.
And Gaetano shows some really good speed, and they're going to pull 2 people. We've seen them pull 1 through the course of the day. We're going to get a look. Pause it right here. You got 2. Look at this block here, and then he's going to get to come up, and Valoni's just going to get right on his behind and follow him down the field. Get another look here. You know you got the play blocked well when John Corey, your tight end, is coming through, and he has no one to block to about 20 yards down the field. But that's just great execution. Their timing on their trap blocks is impeccable. They hit it right when the block's being made, and that means you don't have to stay on that block that long. That's a lineman's dream.
And Marquise Robinson is still down for River Rouge. He landed hard on his shoulder as he was leaping toward Valoni down the sideline. What a run. Longest run of the year, by the way, for Gaetano and Valoni. The longest was 48. That one was a 53-yard sprint.
Now, West Catholic has lived by the long play. And you can see Robinson diving. And, man, he got his arm tucked under him kind of awkwardly. I'm just hoping it's the wind got knocked out of him a little bit because he landed really flat on his stomach. Because he is a key cog. We've seen his cover skills. Marquise Robinson is a player, a 5'9", 170-pound corner. We'll get another look there. We're going to pause it. I want you to watch. They're going to pull on the backside. They're going to pull 2 people and let it run, and we'll let it come through. There's the first buck. And look at right here coming through. Pause it. Look at this peeling back. That's a football player. Look to the inside. First color to the inside. That's who you pick up. What a nice job by John Corey.
How about this? West Catholic has 155 yards on the ground on 3 plays from their 2 quarterbacks.
Well, they've been living by the big play, no doubt about it, and they've capitalized on them. The other 2 drives, with the long runs getting scores. Let's see if they get a touchdown here.
David Fox is back in there in the pistol. Zenners comes in motion. Fox keeps it, and he's going to score for the 3rd time tonight.
They use the motion to pull the defense. They show the jet motion coming across, and we're going to see. Here it comes. He fakes it. Once again, Sawicki doing a great job. Mark Nowicki getting the kickout block, and they just hit it. As I said, I sound like a broken record, but they do. They just hit the timing of their trap blocks when the back is hitting it is perfect. Once again, you see the tight end down the field. John Corey making another nice block.
Boy, that is a punch to the solar plexus if I ever saw one. West Catholic comes out and in 2 plays gets the job done by extending their lead. Look at the average rushing yards for David Fox tonight.
Well, it's went down a little bit from 26 to 23, but the touchdown total has gone up. That young man right there, Corey Parker, he knows he has the weapons. If anyone could have a 21-6 deficit and come back, it's River Rouge. They have the ability to speed outside. They have the quarterback, and Antoine Burgess can do it with his legs and his arm. And let's see if Corey Parker made some adjustment in the halftime, because they had some guys running free down the field. The problem was that Antoine Burgess, the quarterback, he was already scrambling. So let's see if they keep him in the pocket and let the play develop.
That's a good point by our spotter, Joe Abramson. He says Fox has more runs ending in the end zone than not ending in the end zone.
Oh, Joe
he's touched it 5 times and he's got 3 scores.
If anyone can find the obscure stat, it's Joe Abramson. There's no doubt about that.
Well, a different way to look at that stat, you know? I mean, it's well pointed out. I love the fact that David Fox is one of those guys who comes in when you weren't expecting a whole lot from him on the ground. And he acts like he's done it time and time again. Little squib kick. This is going to stay in bounds, and it's loose. And down at the 20-yard line, stumbles number 1, Marquise Robinson.
Oh, they closely averted disaster there as Marquise was able to get on the ball. That's what you would drop the squib kick. That's what you want it to look like. Going too hot for the first guy to handle. And Robinson is just forced after he mishandles it as well, just to jump on the ball and nice coverage downfield.
And Connor Nemmers got down there quickly.
Is that Nemmers?
Yeah.
How about the guy, we've talked a lot about the offensive people, but we're going to talk some more here in the second half, because there's been some big offensive plays, but a lot of good defense played as well.
Well, you've given a lot of love to Carl Myers. He's done a nice job. Nemmers, Denny Alt, Nathaniel Mitchell, they've made some big plays. Burgess slings it out. That one's right on the money. Giovanni Turner head on for a pickup of 7 or 8, dropped by Connor Bolthouse.
River Rouge was unable to take advantage of all their possessions in the first half, as we stated already. They threw a couple interceptions when they had good field position, and those are tough. You see the touchdown in the middle, but squished between 2 punts and 2 interceptions. Had to be more productive.
Have to hold on to the football. Up the middle, breaking tackles, moving his way forward, Alexander Carter. A first down and then some. I love the way this kid runs the football. He picks up 8.
And I love the way the Rouge offensive line right now is coming off the ball. You got Peyton and Wyckoff, Price, Williams, Layler, and Joyce. They're really coming off with a purpose right now. Those are big fellas, but being big doesn't get it done. Being big, being mobile, being aggressive will, and you're seeing them fire off the ball, creating a seam, and Carter does not need a lot of room to make a big play.
So important by those big guys up front to have good feet and good hands, right, Rube? As Burgess looks for the edge, cuts it back. Swifty move to get to the 41-yard line before he's driven backwards. Nathaniel Mitchell, number 51, stops him with a pickup of 4. Robbie Dorado at the bottom of that pile as well.
But a good gain on first down. I'm a big believer, Shep, we do MAC football together, and you hear me preach this all the time. First down is such an important down because you want to get something positive to stay ahead of the chains. And this is a running team. If you're River Rouge, you don't want to come out and lose a couple. Obviously, no one does. But it puts you out of character. They want to run the ball with their quarterback and Carter, and this enables them to keep doing so.
Even if you pick up 2 or 3. Another really good, hard-nosed run by Alexander Carter. I don't know how you can't help it. Watch this kid. He's only a sophomore. Watch him grow the next 2 years. He will be a name to remember. The way he runs the football, he was dropped there by David Fox. River Rouge finished first in their Michigan Metro Conference. 3-0. Small school, just 553 enrollment, and you could have a nice little Rob Rubik quick-paced walk to get here to Ford Field.
9's out of my ballywick, so to speak now.
1st and 10, Burgess wants to run, but he's not going to get very far. Myers is all over him again, and so is Sam Neville. I'm telling you, 76 in green has been wreaking havoc all night.
And Neville, the linebacker, does a nice job of flowing and reading this. You see Myers spin out, but look at Neville. I like that under control, not over pursuing, getting to the outside and allowing Carter to cut back inside. And look at the effort from your defensive lineman, Carl Myers. You see a guy from the defensive end position get to the sidelines to help on a tackle. That's effort.
Some good two-way players in this game. You just saw Sam Neville. He's one of them for sure. It's a 2nd down and 8 for River Rouge. They're trying to answer the third quarter touchdown by West Catholic. Fumble. It's still loose, and Burgess forced to fall on it. Jalen Jackson took his eyes off it, and the Panthers pay for it.
Covered by number 6, Antoine Burgess.
Well, Jalen Jackson, he catches a break because his quarterback, Antoine Burgess, is Johnny on the spot. They just run a quick toss. They got trips that way in a cluster. As you can see, he never handles it. He tries to pick it back up. He bobbles it. But Burgess, lucky for Rouge, was right there to jump on it. And gives an opportunity here still to pick up a first down with 3rd and 12.
River Rouge 2 for 5 on 3rd down situations so far tonight. They got to hurry. They're running out of time. And it's going to be a delay or a timeout. It's a timeout for River Rouge. That might prove costly when all is said and done. Remember, they had to burn one in the first half early on. And now they do the same in the second half. It's a key 3rd down play for the Panthers. They're down 21-6 on the biggest stage of the season.
Our timeline is a lot faster than we naturally thought it was going to be. We would never think that we would be able to get the program to the state championship in just 6 years being here. But the kids and the community and the support from our school district is really what helped propel us and help take us to the next level. The kids knowing that it's a lot of people that care about them and want them to be successful even off of the field. So the GPA change, the social skill change within the program, it all came at once. And you see it and you still don't believe it as much. You know, when I see it.
Corey Parker's Panthers are 12-1. For the first time playing for a state championship, he has cultivated a different belief there at that school in just 7 years. Here's what he had to say about changing the culture there.
Our timeline is a lot faster than we naturally thought it was going to be. We would never think that we would be able to get the program to the state championship in just 6 years being here. But the kids and the community and the support from our school district is really what helped propel us and help take us to the next level. The kids knowing that it's a lot of people that care about them and want them to be successful even off of the field. So the GPA change, the social skill change within the program, it all came at once. And you see it and you still don't believe it as much. You know, when I see it today, I'm like, are you serious? We're in the state championships. But we're very, very thankful for the opportunity. But we need to enjoy it, yet we need to take advantage of it.
Isn't it interesting that so many great coaches in the state or anywhere stress the academics as much as they do athletics? And it pays off. Burgess on a 3rd and 12. Deep ball. Got a man, but led him too much. Aaron Vinson, at least 3 times tonight, has been able to get deep on the West Catholic secondary.
Well, and if your quarterback, Antoine Burgess, you just got to give this some air because number 11 can flat run. You see him going down the middle here. You give that a little bit more air, let him adjust to the ball. It's really the easiest ball for a quarterback to throw is the deep ball. People think, oh, he throws a deep ball. Well, you give it enough air and get it out there. A player like Vincent, he'll go and get it. You just have to give him the opportunity to throw a little bit too flat that time. But you said he ran by Fox, the safety.
I agree with you. I think that is the easiest because you can bring some loft in. You really don't have to have a super strong arm to make the throw either. Ouellette with the punt. Center. fair catching at the 21-yard line. So no damage by River Rouge. West Catholic avoids it. Their defense rock solid, and now their offense, which has been pretty darn good tonight too, will take over.
MHSAA.TV will have live streaming coverage of the post-game press conference from this contest. Plus, you'll find highlights and an archive of all this weekend's championship games. Get bonus coverage of the football finals at MHSAA.TV.
Gaetano Vallone, the sophomore quarterback for the Falcons, has stepped in this season and done a marvelous job of running this team's offense. It helps to have guys up front. It helps to have guys who play hard as nails, like Denny Alt, too. He was popped at least a couple of times, but kept moving forward. That's one of the toughest 3-yard gains you'll find in high school football.
I tell you what, that's why it's good to have an alternator right there. It just keeps on going. He keeps charging himself because he gets smucked right in the hole.
Boom.
He gets hit a couple of times. You look at number 24, that was Devontae Pipkins coming up and hitting him, and Alt just keeps on fighting.
If you're the Falcons, do you worry much about the clock right now? Under 7 minutes to go. You want to chew as much time as you can, but there's a lot of time left. Alt goes in motion. Vallone wants to throw, and he's going to pay for it at the 15-yard line.
Oh, and that's a big play. That's a sack there. Cornelius McGill, he gets pressure. He comes in, and, you know, that's not an easy guy to get. And you see the coverage down the field, and a good job coming late, but just too late. Open across with Zach Zenner. But when you got guys in your face, you got Trayvon Anderson right there making that little shoestring sack. Now, if you're Grand Rapids West Catholic, you throw something safe and secure where you might have a chance to pop it, but you don't want to be thrown into the outside where you can get a pick six going the other way.
Anderson's a big kid on that edge, 6'4", 200. Vallone dumps it off. Alt has a lane, makes a nifty move, and is drilled from behind shy of the 30-yard line by Travion Anderson.
That's 2 plays in a row. Travion shows what type of speed he has for a big fella. He closed from behind. We talked about throwing something that was safe and secure, and that's exactly what West Catholic did. Throw a little middle screen, and Alt came close to popping it. They were able to pick up 11 or 12, come up 3 yards short, and they're going to be forced to punt as David Fox runs into the game.
This is 4th down. Fox can always quick punt it, too. I'm trying to get him to jump.
Yeah, they want a hard count.
Yeah.
Still a lot of time on the play clock. The official now 5 seconds.
5, yeah. And they'll take the delay of game. Worth a shot. They got him earlier.
I think he may have called a timeout right before the play clock ran out.
Alt is still smarting from that Anderson hit from behind. Alt was 3 yards shy of moving the sticks. This was the play right here that maybe took the wind out of him.
Those are the ones that hurt. When you don't see the tackler, you can't brace yourself. You know, I always tell people when I played football, especially in the NFL, your body flexes, your hands are loose because you know when you catch it, you're going to get hit. Well, that time, Alt's looking up the field. He's weaving his way, thinking I have space. All of a sudden, he gets run over by a truck from behind. Takes the wind out of you. I guarantee when I see him for number 20, he'll be back.
Could be his last football game of his career, so why not? Fox is on to punt it away.
Oh, they did not take the timeout. They did take the 5-yard walk-off.
Averages 36 yards per punt on the season. Corey Thomas, Jalen Jackson are deep for River Rouge. Rugby-style punt. And a dandy. And it takes a Falcons bounce as it waffles inside the 35. 4:57 remaining in the third. David Fox has 3 rushing touchdowns. His club leads 21-6 on Fox Sports Detroit. 21-6, the defending state champs in front. Late in the third, last year's final had Grand Rapids West Catholic falling behind in the fourth quarter, only to score with under 3 minutes left and hold on to beat Lansing Catholic 24-20 on their way to back-to-back titles.
Now they're trying to pick up the third title for the west side of the state. Already been crowned Zeeland West in Division 4 and Muskegon Catholic in Division 8.
Travis Russell in that game, Rubes, ran for 134 yards and 2 touchdowns, threw for 203 and another score.
You know, one thing I've noticed about teams that get here and win, their quarterbacks are dual threats. They can throw it, but most of them can run as well.
Like Antoine Burgess all day. And then it closed quickly, didn't it?
Yeah, but there is something different, Shep, and we talked about it. He gave that a long time. He stayed in the pocket.
Right. Yep.
He stayed in the pocket. I'm sure Corey Parker talked to him. Corey's a former defensive back, so he understands how difficult it is as a defensive back to stay with your receiver for 4 seconds. But if your quarterback is bailing and running after 2 seconds, it makes the back end's job a lot easier in coverage. Well, that time he gave it time to develop, but nothing came open down the field.
That play made by Nathaniel Mitchell. See what Burgess has done on the ground after gaining 3 on that play right there.
Well, West Catholic has made Antoine Burgess earn every yard tonight.
Burgess. A little more arc that time, and he hit him right in stride. See you later, Aaron Vinson. Touchdown.
Well, we knew that man right there, number 11, Aaron Vinson, has unbelievable top-end speed, and that if Burgess would just give him time to clear the coverage, they could get the deep ball. They missed it on the last series where they had a chance, and this time Vincent, he's going to be the one split wide to the right. He just runs a skinny post, makes a nice move inside, and Connor Nemmers kind of gets caught up from the safety position. He bites a little too early, and just what a well-thrown ball over.
Perfect.
You can't, yeah, that's pretty. That is absolutely beautiful. And they're going to go for 2 here, trailing by 9, trying to get it to a 7-point lead.
Shows you when you have that type of weapon, you're not
Never
out of a football game.
Say that again.
When you have that type of weapon,
that was rhetorical. That was rhetorical.
Vincent's got a couple of rocks, 106 yards, and a touchdown. Burgess rolls the pocket, throws. There's the 2-point conversion. Giovanni Turner on the receiving end to make it a 7-point Grand Rapids West Catholic lead.
Now we'll get another look at this touchdown. We're going to be split wide. All he's going to do, come down Vincent's, make a little out move and get to the skinny. But this is the one you got to watch. That's Nemmers. All right, let's let it roll. Keep an eye on Nemmers. Okay, pause it. What happens is he sees this crossing route. He bites just a little bit on that cross, and it doesn't allow him to get back and help over the top. By the time he opens his hips and rolls, it's thrown right over the top, and that's well designed play because the crossing route draws Nemmers' attention enough that allowed the skinny post going behind him.
And really what Coach Dan Rono will tell Nemmers is when he crosses your face, you pass him off to David Fox, who was there.
Just a half a second, he hung on it too long.
All it takes. It's a great read. It's a great read, really, by Burgess.
But with speed players, you almost got to bail quicker because if the crossing route gets caught, it's a 30-yard gain, not a touchdown.
It's a short kick, returnable. And all the way up, sniffing the 40-yard line was Connor Bolthouse.
Does it mean, does it seem like every West Catholic player can run the football when they catch it?
No, I think you're right.
Kick it to anyone.
They're dangerous.
Yeah, that was Bolthouse. He's not even one of the running backs. And we've seen what the other ones can do.
He's not even on the wide receiver depth chart either. And yet he knows what to do with it. Maybe we should expect that, considering from a secondary standpoint, that sophomore Connor Bolthouse, who has 14, has 5 interceptions.
Well, we should expect that too, because this weekend, this is the 7th game, and none of them have been decided to maybe under 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. So we should expect nothing less here this weekend from Ford Fields than just incredible.
Actually, Bolthouse now has 6 picks because he had one in the first half. 1 of 2 by West Catholic. The quarterback keeper up the middle. Another good gain by Valoni on first down. Jamal Bonner with his 6th tackle of the night.
You always talk about how much receivers run in the game. Well, Mark Nowicki, that left guard, he has pulled and pulled and pulled. He's getting track practice in here. He's going to be on the next while he won't play football, he might be on a cross-country team. He is running a lot for an interior lineman.
Senior doesn't mind it. Alt squeezed through the hole, backpedals his way to midfield on first down. Eric Chenal with a tackle there. Another good gain by a hard-running Danny Alt.
You know, a sign of a good team, Chef, is when you get hit with a big play and sudden change happens, how do you respond? Do you hang your head? You're like, uh-oh, here we go. They're going to come back. No, what you do is you get the ball and you start moving it offensively. You answer the bell.
Well, when you run back-to-back state championships, I would guess you face some adversity throughout those seasons, right? I mean, I would expect them to respond. They're not going to hang their heads when they're state champions.
No, and that stems down from their coaching staff. And with the head coach, Dan Rowan, he knows there's going to be, during the course of the game, there's going to be a lot of good plays and a lot of bad plays. It's just how do you respond and how do you move on from them? And the teams that do that, those are your championship teams.
Fewer kids than River Rouge. A little bit further to go here to Ford Field, but they don't mind. They are champions of the Ottawa-Kent Blue Division. Valoni on a 2nd down and 7 in River Rouge territory. Alt to the 44.
And we're going to see David Box maybe come in the game. They've had a lot of success. Their bread and butter play.
He's standing right next to Coach Roan.
Doesn't look like he's coming in, but keeps that in his back pocket. They've had a lot of success with him running out of that wildcat, so to speak, where he comes in for Valoni, takes a direct snap and runs a quarterback power.
Which resulted in 3 touchdowns already today. Let's remember, though, Valoni got them on that doorstep before the last Fox touchdown run. Alt. First down and more. Listen, I don't know what he's going to do after he's done playing football. I don't know where he's going to school. I really don't care. But I love the way number 20 in green runs the football.
Well, I like the way John Corey, number 84, he's going to come here. He's going to get the kickout block at the point of attack. And they clear this. Look at that, nice.
Great
squares
block,
up, inside out on Jamel Bonner, and that allows out. Once again, the timing of hitting it is so good.
How about Carl Myers at the right tackle spot, hunkering down. Valoni, wise choice. That's a great point by you. I mean, you talk about timing. Running the football is not always about speed, and it's not always about strength. Sometimes that timing plays a factor. They've got some of these plays down to a science.
Oh, they do. They've run them for years and years, and they just hit it at the right time. Because I don't think Alt is nearly the fastest kid on the field today, but boy, he looks fast when he goes through that hole because he's hitting it perfectly.
2nd down and 3. Alt will do it again. Squeeze to another hole and broke a tackle. And down to the 5. It'll be 1st and goal as the Falcons try to counterpunch what the Panthers did moments ago.
Yeah, this is very deflating. If you're River Rouge, you're living high after that touchdown. And this is straight ahead zone play. And they offset the tight end, John Corey, once again, and he kind of leads in there. And this time, he tests the hole, he presses it, but then he bounces it to the edge where there's space and gets a nice gain.
Empty set for Valoni. Jet motion, he'll keep it and lose yardage. Good read, and it was a quick read, too, by Daryl Latham.
We haven't called Daryl's name much here today.
He's a big body up front, isn't he? 6'8", 230.
He's going to get pressure into the backfield. Valoni, this is a design run, but Latham's able to get in there and get him before he starts going.
It's a strong kid. That's a one-on pull down. 2nd and goal from the 9. He'll throw it. Nice grab. Sniffing the goal line. Touchdown! West Catholic. Aaron Hall.
Well, this is a tough play for Valoni. He's a left-handed quarterback, and he rolls to his right, and he reminds me of Steve Young. Look at the athleticism. He's able to find Hall. Now Hall smells the goal line. I'm going up and over. The 3 bodies coming. I got momentum. I'm selling out. This is Ford Field. This is the state championship game. And the ball crosses, he loses a little bit, but he regains it. What an answer.
I like how quickly he got his head around. As a wide receiver, after you make that catch, you want to turn as quickly as you possibly can, and he did just that.
Right, and he didn't turn too quickly where he leaves the ball behind him. Make the catch and then get your head around, see what's coming. What danger is ahead? And look at the throw. The lefty just gets out the outstretched arms. And then Hall does the rest. He's able to square his body. 3 River Rouge defenders. I tell you, like bowling for dollars. He knocks all 3 down, gets in the end zone.
Just his second receiving touchdown on the season. And maybe the highlight of his young high school football career.
But as we talked about early on, this game is far from over. The explosiveness of this offense, the arm of Antoine Burgess, the legs of Aaron Vincent, they have big play capability. They can answer it quickly.
But West Catholic has bounced back each time. It's been a one-possession game twice here so far tonight, and each time the Falcons have responded.
Well, that's why they're defending state champ. This is a really good football team. We looked at the road to the finals before. They knocked off some perennial powers, Lansing Catholic and Menominee getting here.
Liam
We have
Boots.
offside, yep. It's a dead ball in high school.
Chuck Lindsay is our referee.
I think Coach Dan Roan is explaining some of the finer points of officiating to to the side judge there.
Dead ball, encroachment, kicking team. 5 yards, re-kick.
Should we get an update for anyone who's watching us in Michigan State? I believe it was at 41-16. Is that what it was I just saw? Over Penn State. So looks like they'll be in the championship game against the Iowa Hawkeyes, who disposed of the Huskers from Nebraska yesterday on the road. So Sparty Nation will be happy.
Not sure how much respect Iowa gets, to be honest.
Right, that's a good football team. They'll get respect when Michigan State plays them. I guarantee D'Antonio will not take them lightly.
A squib kick all the way to the 44. I don't think he takes anybody lightly. 8 seconds left.
Program.
Yeah, sure is. 8 seconds left in the third. One more final play before we head to the fourth, and River Rouge is almost in one of those situations where they've got to score when they have the football, because they're not doing a whole lot of stopping of West Catholic.
And West Catholic, the way they can run the ball in their trap game, they just kind of Pac-Man the clock. They munch it, and before you know it, there's 4 or 5 minutes gone in a quarter. Even if they don't score on you, they're putting your backs against the wall trying to come back.
Burgess has some impressive personal numbers right there. The 2 passing TDs. Remember, he's also thrown a couple of picks.
But there's still a quarter, so Rouge does not have to abandon the run game at this point either.
Final play of the third, barring any laundry. And Alexander Carter with that carry for some positive yardage. We head to the fourth with the 2-time defending state champions doubling up River Rouge. The latest touchdown via the air, first passing touchdown of the night. And it goes from Baloney to Hall on Fox Sports Detroit.
It should have started at the end of last season. Please, you have to believe in your players, then they will believe in you. You too can create a masterpiece. It's time. Let the big dogs eat on Fox Sports Detroit.
commitment. It should have started at the end of last season. Believe. You have to believe in your players, then they will believe in you. You too can create a masterpiece. It's time. Let the big dogs eat. On Fox Sports Detroit.
And Grand Rapids West Catholic has been the big dog in Division 5 of the last couple of years. Dan Roan is 12 minutes away from winning a third straight title. Or will it be Corey Parker's first ever for River Rouge? 28-14.
Win, lose, or draw, Corey Parker's done some incredible things here. You've not heard the last from this River Rouge team tonight or in the future.
Burgess wants it all. Another home run ball. Got his man at the 20-yard line and wrestled down shy of the goal line. Ashante Howard. What a way to start the fourth for the Panthers. A 51-yard hookup.
Well, this young man can spin the ball. He really throws a deep ball well, and Howard is going to be man-to-man coverage. And talking to Dan Roan, he felt comfortable that he could do a good job in man coverage, but that time Zach Zenner gets beat by Howard.
That's a good catch right there.
Oh, man, beautiful. And that's what we're talking about, 28-14 after West Catholic goes on to score. You think, high school game, this could be over within a quarter. Not the way this team can score.
Under center, Burgess doesn't move the pile enough.
And plays like that, where you don't score, even if you end up scoring here, that's another 30 to 40 seconds of this game that you lose. And against a team that can control the ball, you really want to get this in as quickly as possible.
I got to tell you, when I do something like that, I want a quick snap. I mean, I want them up to the line of scrimmage as soon as the other guy's down. You might see Carter here. Carter runs really hard. If you haven't seen him, watch 32 and white. He's just a sophomore. He's going to lead the way for Burgess. And Burgess is going to break a tackle and break the goal line. Nathaniel Mitchell couldn't haul him down, and Burgess would not be denied.
Well, we should have known this game was far from settled. What we've had, unbelievable games, competitive. And the way this game started pretty slow offensively with the scoring, I knew it was going to pick up. And this is just all man, and you said Carter's going to lead. He's going to be the lead blocker. And all you're doing is your quarterback on a zone power like that, you find the crease. It's up to you. If we go man on man, it's up to you. And Mitchell does a good job, but he just can't stop the momentum of Antoine Burgess.
Leonard Mollett with 21 of 29 on extra points this year, and he converts there. Burgess does it again. His 12th rushing touchdown of the season. Over 1,000 yards rushing. Over 1,200 yards passing on the season. And he broke the goal line for the 12th time this year and brings his club back to within a single score.
They're doing a nice job. And what a throw, what a catch. And this River Rouge team has made some adjustments at half, as we've seen West Catholic. And it's paying off here offensively. Some quick drives for the Rouge.
What'd you say? You said, I want to see him stay in the pocket a little bit longer. It seems like he has done that, not just in passing the football, but in running a little bit. Before he just tucks it and runs, he gives the play a chance to develop.
Well, that's why I had Coach Parker's cell number. So at halftime, I could call and say, Coach, come on, make him stay in the pocket. No, but in all seriousness, he's done a better job of letting his receivers. When you got guys that can run, let them run. Don't take off and defeat anything they're trying to do down the field. Let them make plays. You just feed them the ball, and Antoine Burgess has done just that in the second half.
Each time they've gotten closer, West Catholic has pushed back. Center from the 10. Out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Join the conversation on the football finals this weekend by sharing your photos on Instagram and Twitter with hashtag MHSAAFB. You may see them on the broadcast or on FoxSportsDetroit.com. Make sure to follow us on Snapchat at FS Detroit all weekend long. See what the Falcons can do here. Up by 7 with 10:47 to go. Gaetano Baloney with an inside handoff. Denny Alt close to a first down.
And at this stage of the game, when you're running the football, you want to make sure you have the football wrapped. And Alt does a really nice job of when he feels contact coming, getting both hands wrapped around the football, securing that, because you don't want to turnover at any time, but especially deep in your own end.
Was enough for a first down for Alt. He's averaging over 8 yards per touch. He's got 82 yards on the night. Maloney keeps it shy of the 40. The big fellas up front. Curtis Schultz, Mark Nowicki, Robbie Dorado, Jared Soronin, Carl Myers. Don't get a whole lot of love statistic-wise, but they are making things happen up front for West Catholic's offense.
And we're seeing what Dan Roan talked about. I asked him, what does he attribute his success to? He said his versatility, his offense. He said we can run the ball, and we can throw the ball when we want to or we have to.
Alt again, backpedaling his way to the 41. So gain of 2. Eric Chenal, number 10, continues to be in on just about every play that's inside. He's had a pass deflection and unofficially 8 tackles tonight.
Well, the Falcons with a huge advantage in rushing. And I think if we put up the passing stat here in a while, we're going to see the advantage tip the scales in the other direction.
Maloney's going to keep it, but he's not going to get the first down.
I got a feeling
this will be an interesting call here, won't it?
Yeah, I got a feeling watching Dan Roan's teams play over the past few years, there's a good chance he may go for this.
I'll tell you,
he'll go minimum of a hard count.
Well, he's already done that twice tonight. Once he got the Panthers to jump.
A little pushing and shoving.
There's a flag on the play after that.
They might get him for the knee. Baloney.
Dead ball. Personal foul.
Wow.
Good job by the camera, and you just can't do that. I mean, you're in a 4th and 1, and that's a dead ball, so they don't get the down over. It's going to be 4th down and 16 now. I think Baloney was a little bit frustrated for the fact that Nathaniel Gant came up and he was down and pulled the ball out of his hands. So you're going to see David Fox come on and one more of those rugby-style punts. And people, I said, why do they rugby-style punt? Well, the reason is, Shep, when you roll out like that, it buys time for your coverage team to get down the field. So even if you don't get the hang time on your punts like you may if you're punting out of the pocket, so to speak, when you roll out, you're letting your people get down the field, and then you got the chance of getting that good roll when you hit that line drive. Now, to combat that, you see Corey Parker has 2 guys deep.
I was going to say,
it catch the ball on the fly.
It also forces the punt returner to move. And a timeout for River Rouge. That's the 2nd timeout used in the half by Corey Parker. But you and I have talked about this before. I don't care if we're watching a college game or the Lions here at Ford Field. You want that guy to drift. It makes it more difficult to know where you are on the field and more difficult to field the punt.
Yeah, absolutely. And David Fox, I talked about the kicking game, and Coach really liked Liam Putz. He's a soccer kid who's really stepped up big this year, but he said David Fox has a really, really good leg. So even if he wants to just do a straight drop back, he's got the ability to hit the high punt. But we saw earlier on their punt that he scrambled out and did the rugby-style punt and ended up getting about a 42-yard net.
We got 8:41 left in this 4th. Corey Parker's club is down by 7. He only has 1 timeout left. He's had to burn 2 timeouts tonight on special teams.
Well, that's a tough one. A 4th and 16.
Yeah, that's
just get 11 bodies and you're probably safe.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
He also knows, though, he's got his athletes in space here. If he can get a return set up.
Giovanni Turner, number 23 in white, has been really good in return so far tonight. Fox. He's going to fake it. He's going to throw it, and it is caught. Oh, my goodness. What a play.
Are you kidding me?
Billy Kroll came in and was on the receiving end of that David Fox throw. That is an unbelievable play.
Are you kidding me? That's a 4th and 16 in your own end. And you have to throw a 40-yard pass with a great catch. Dan Roan, you need to head to Vegas right now.
This is an option. This is an option. He didn't have to throw this. He decided to throw that. And he was well covered.
What a catch. And I'm telling you, when the ball is caught by Crail, he is short. He's still a yard or two short. He's able to keep his balance and get just enough to move the chains. But that is a game changer. I'm going to talk. I don't agree with the call. I wouldn't do it in 100 years.
But Brandon Woods had good coverage.
Yeah. It wasn't like he was over there with no one around him. Corey Parker, you got to be shaking your head.
Yeah,
it's just it's not in the stars right now.
Maloney going for the jugular. And incomplete.
Well, you're throwing at the wrong guy, Marquise Robinson. He has shown the ability to close on the short stuff. He breaks well, and he has good catch-up speed because Sam Neville is behind him. He times his jump, just gets a hand on it. Neville just can't pull it in. Great camera shot. I think I would look a lot better if they had the cameras like they do now when I play.
Would you have wanted the extra slow-mo that we have? That super slow-mo?
Well, it would have made everyone even with me.
Second and 10.
Some people thought I played in it all the time.
Maloney still has it. And there's some miscommunication there. Now here's what happens oftentimes. You pull out that type of special teams play. It's 4th and 16. And then, you want to carry that momentum. You want to keep it rolling a little bit. Suddenly, you're on a 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, you wonder they came out throwing on 2 plays, really trying to go for the big play after the fake punt. Where in hindsight, maybe Danny Roan might think, geez, maybe we could have came out and kept running the ball and moved the chains. Now you're really in a must-pass type situation on 3rd and 10.
4 for 7 on 3rd downs.
And you're seeing man coverage across the board.
Well, you don't see David Fox in the game either. Empty set as Alt goes in motion. Quarterback draw. Get a whole lag on the play. 1st down, but doubt it stands as Robinson throws him out of bounds.
I think they might get Alex Molesky here. Number 52. Dan Roan could just shake his head.
Holding, offense, 3rd down.
Now we have 2 number 52s. They both play offensive line on our chart here. But you're going to see he pulls number 52 right on the edge, and that's a takedown.
Yeah, sure is.
Yeah, you got to call that. He was in good position, but right there, defensively, that's a nice play. That's a good tackle. Offensively, that's going to get you 10 yards from the spot. You're right, that was Jared Saronenchuk.
Falcons didn't have any penalties in the 1st half. Home run ball. Had him beat and overthrew him. Boy, that was a good route by Connor Nemmers. And Maloney saw him breaking free, but didn't have enough loft on him.
Yeah, I was just going to say, a little bit too flat again. Let's take a look. Let's keep an eye on Alt. He's just going to run out here. He's going to pull a defender, and he just stands there. He waits. And look at Nemmers going to the middle, and once again, throwing too much outside, throw it back to the middle a little bit, give it a little bit more air. And if Dan Roan fakes this punt, I'm leaving. You're on your own from here.
All right. Come back for the Division III for me, though, will you?
Yes, I will.
Marquise Robinson backpedals his way inside his own 20.
You notice they don't have too deep now, though.
Right. David Fox rolls to his right, punts it on the run. Robinson lets it wiggle down inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. What a punt by David Fox all the way to the 3. Beautifully done. Little trickery earlier in the drive. It didn't pay off. A 7-point lead for West Catholic as Antoine Burgess tries to answer the bell yet again. 28-21. Two-time defending state champion West Catholic leading the scrappy River Rouge Panthers, who will start at their own 3-yard line. The second time tonight they have started to drive inside their own 5. Antoine Burgess has been special. He has gone downfield numerous times. He has thrown a couple of touchdowns. He has been dangerous with that right cannon and his fleet of foot.
I don't know what the longest touchdown pass in MHSA history is, but if I'm West Catholic, I'm playing. It's 99. Joey Emerson just told me I would be very leery right now.
Uh-oh, that's a safety. What a job by Carl Myers.
You know, and this all starts with the punt. There's by David Fox. It all goes back to the punt. A 53-yard punt on the rugby style. And I think it kind of attributes itself back to the fake that we saw the time before, because, Matt, we noted that Rouge had 2 deep on the previous punt. Well, the second time they punt, it's a bad snap, and really nothing at all that Antoine Burgess could do.
Boy, they closed quickly, though, didn't they?
Yep.
Nemers, Neville, and Myers.
Well, that is just huge. You know, a lot of times a safety, you think, 2 points, that's like a 2-point conversion, not a big deal. But when you have a 7-point lead and it pushes it to 9, now it's a two-possession game.
Right on. And Myers, now his first sack, his second tackle for loss tonight. He has been a wrecking ball on the defensive line.
I'm going to go on a limb here.
Okay.
West Catholic gets the ball back. I think you're going to see him run a little.
I think you're right. They haven't run David Fox since he scored his last touchdown.
That's true. Now, we highlighted in our open, Matt. We talked about what he brings to this team, and we talked a lot at length about on the defensive side of the ball. But we've seen him with 3 touchdowns running the ball. 3 out of 5 carries have gone for touchdowns on the offensive side. We've seen him punt the ball as well. We saw him throw
3 yards per game.
We saw him throw the fake punt. Now, you know, we talk about we weren't really thrilled with that call, but as you said, Matt, I never thought about it. I think that's a read. I think that's an option he has. I think Dan Ronan will sit down with him after the game and say, "No, listen, that's an option, but it's not an option to throw 40 yards back across the field to a guy that's covered."
Big return by Bullhouse. Great field position for West Catholic. A 24-yard return for a guy who on the year averaged 25 yards per return.
That's paramount for the Falcons right now to start munching that clock down a little bit, because even though River Rouge shot themselves in the foot with that safety, they can score quickly. We've seen the big ball up top. They got 3 wide receivers that can get behind coverage at any time. So you really want to eat the clock and get some points, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown in this situation, and try to secure the victory.
And look at what's going on here. David Fox out of the shotgun.
Watching the wiki pull.
12 to each side.
Oh, that's a penalty. A lot of leaners up front. That's sometimes attributed to the fact you have a different signal caller. You bring David Fox in, he's got a different cadence, and your own offensive line isn't used to it, and you get a motion.
Dead ball, procedure, snap infraction, offense, first down.
It's interesting, though, because early on in our broadcast tonight, you and I talked about how if you're doing something well and the other team's not stopping you, keep doing it. How about this for Baloney? No, it's Fox. And he spun around inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line.
Now it's perfect. He got 23 yards in the game, which stays with his average. And this is just going to be, once again, they're going to trap it, and he's going to cut inside it. And it's all about timing, and that's a nice trap block pulling by Saronin that time.
Fox stays in, right up the gut. That's the play right there that has led to 3 touchdown runs. That time, instead, it was a minimal gain. Dontai Sims made the tackle. David Fox by himself has blown away River Rouge on the ground.
You know, Corey Parker, and I'll get back to this after this play, Shep.
He'll do it again the left side and bounce it and take a hit at about the 7. Should be enough for a first down. That should move the chains. That should make it 1st and goal, depending on where they mark it. And it is. Yet another first down for West Catholic. Their 17th of the night.
You know, Corey Parker said, I asked him, what concerns you about this offense? He said, you know, they do a great job with formations of being able to flank you quickly and attack you at their strength, and they kind of outman you at the point of attack. And this is, he said, he spoke so highly of Dan Rowan. He said, he is an outstanding coach, that he gives you so much to try to defend.
Here's Baloney in motion. The starting quarterback doesn't have it. It's Fox who lunges. That's a fumble after the play. The ground caused that fumble.
This is what we said early on. If you're West Catholic, you're fine here. You like to end, obviously end this with a touchdown, but if it takes you 3-4 plays to get in, you're going to eat up 2 more minutes of that game clock.
2nd and 5.
All Fox in this drive.
5. Yep.
Oh,
he got the jump. There's the hard count.
Defense, 2nd down.
And Fox coming in, and you know, Rouge even sets their guys back about a good half yard to yard off the ball, but with the count the Fox gave them, they're able to draw them off.
2nd and goal for the 3, nothing up the middle. So we've seen on the offensive end, Vincent make some big plays, and there made a big defensive play.
Well, the clock continues to wind, under 5 minutes and still rolling.
Remember, River Rouge only has 1 timeout, Rob. They burnt 2.
Now Fox has been running nothing but like Wildcat, that's quarterback zone, but he can throw. We know that. We saw the fake punt.
I would roll the pocket.
I would roll him too. I'd roll him to the wide side of the field. You have a tight end lined up there, maybe slow block and release him. You see him right here. He could release, and you got 2 here.
One thing I wouldn't do is throw back across the grain at a timeout for West Catholic, because you could be pick 6 the other way. Careful there. Let's see what Dan Rowan decides to do. His club's in pretty good shape, aren't they? About 4.5 left. Leading by 9 and looking for more.
Well, Menards brings you the big money moments, and we're going to take a look at him here. A nice job by Baloney finding Hall in the flat. He's able to get into the end zone. And once again, another look at it. Look how he squares his shoulders, Matt. And you talked about that, getting his head around, taking 3 defenders on. Huge play.
It's like a John Elway moment in the Super Bowl, remember?
Absolutely, except he's not 38 years old.
Yeah, and he's not helicoptering.
Right.
No, not quite. Here's a 3rd and goal from the 3. Oh.
Ooh, a little trickeration, too, something we haven't seen.
We also have illegal motion that Dan Rowan cannot believe. He says, you know, guys, I just take a timeout, and then this happens?
Full start, offense, repeat 3.
You know, Dan Rowan said, you know, I stay up late on Sunday nights. I drop these really cool plays. We're running the option. We're bringing the deep motion.
I've waited all game to use it.
Right, and we've had that in our back pocket, and now we just wasted it.
Baloney. And a toss. And a throw for the end zone, and it is going to be incomplete.
Ooh.
Zach Zenner trying to hook up with Connor Nemers, but really good coverage by Marquise Robinson again. The guy in white, number 1, has done a nice job blanketing receivers all night.
Well, they're going to run motion this way, give the pitch back, and then they're going to try to bring the receiver across the field. You see Valoni pitch it back, and they're trying to drag him all the way across the field, and his Nemers just can't quite get there. And a good coverage once again. Marquise Robinson has just been an outstanding corner the entire night. Now, Shep, you asked me earlier, would you go for it or would you kick? Well, they're on the 3-yard line. If they'd been up on the 1-yard line on fourth, I would have went for it. But in this situation, your odds 4th down and 9 aren't as high, so you got a good kicker in Liam Putz. He's been pretty solid all year.
Billy Kroll will hold. He's the backup quarterback. Carl Myers is the long snapper. And a delay of game by West Catholic. They have, as good as they were in the first half, in lack of penalties. They didn't have one penalty in the first half. Today, in the second half, they have 7.
It's amazing. You got a 2-touchdown lead with 4:17, and that's the most nervous man in the building, Dan Roan.
Yeah. Kick is up, and it is good.
You act surprised there on your call. That's Liam Putz. You bring those soccer kids in.
Yeah.
Just have them leave soccer practice a little bit early. Give me the last 15. Give me the last 15 minutes each day. Come on, during we do our kicking.
You don't even have to run.
I don't know who their first coach was to figure this out in high school football, but ever since that happened, kicking games at the high school level have gotten a lot better.
Hey, here's the other thing. He kicked that right into the laces too.
Money.
As a holder, you're always supposed to spin that, aren't you? Didn't matter. And it's now a 12-point lead for West Catholic.
Well, it's 2 touchdowns. If you're River Rouge, you know you need going into that. Obviously, before that kick, you've got a touchdown and a field goal.
Quick strike ability, though, right?
Yep,
we saw it.
So if you're West Catholic and people say, "Oh, I hate the prevent," I'm playing the prevent. I'm giving them. If you want to catch 10-yarders underneath, high school football 4 minutes goes pretty quick. If you don't have that ability to get up to the line in 5 seconds like the NFL does run a play. Even if you're in a hurry up, it takes you 15, 20 seconds to get a play in and off.
And again, we'll reiterate, the Panthers with just 1 timeout remaining. Oh, this is going out of bounds. Ooh.
They get on the 35
there's
if they choose.
Penalty. That's the 8th penalty against West Catholic in the second half.
Kick infraction. Ball will be placed in the 35-yard line.
I'm a little surprised. I thought Corey Parker might make him re-kick it. Try to get some of his athletes the ball in space. And Shep, we've covered a lot of football together, and I always say when you play the teams that are really talented, like when Eastern goes to Florida or LSU, the scariest part of those games is the kicking game, because you got guys with tremendous speed in space with a run at you. They can make things happen.
This has been a game of big plays. You saw it 9 plays of chunk yards, more so than that. Usually chunk plays are 20 yards. We showed you 40. Burgess steps up into the pocket. Dangerous if he wants to run. Instead, he'll throw it. It's a duck that will be caught at the 22-yard line. Who else? Aaron Vincent, who's had a Calvin Johnson-like day.
Well, what happens here is West Catholic does a good job in coverage. Everyone's covered down the field until Burgess starts to scramble. When he rolls to his left, David Fox is down the field. There's no question. And what a catch. I mean, if you're David Fox, you might as well just tackle him here and not let him make the catch. Because in high school, it's just a 15-yard penalty. That's not a spot call.
Aaron Vincent has 3 catches for 148 yards. Another massive play. That was 42, so that's the 5th play of 40 yards or more for River Rouge tonight. That's the 10th play in the game.
Well, a lot of precious seconds ticking off as River Rouge just tries to get into the right coverage.
A blitz by West Catholic. Burgess rolling, throwing, back of the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, Turner!
Well, West Catholic being a little bit stubborn in their coverages. I think in this situation, with under 4 minutes to go, I'm going to start playing quarters. I'm going to put 4 guys deep, start playing zone on the back end. Let them catch it underneath if you want, but that's 2 passes in a row where they're behind your deepest guy. In this type of the game, you always tell your secondary, deep is the deepest. And once again, this comes from Burgess' ability to scramble. David Fox gets lost a little bit. That allows Giovanni Turner to keep working and get behind coverage.
I'll tell you, Turner's quietly had a really nice game. He'll hold for the extra point that is good. And suddenly, I mean, just like that, Anton Burgess, look at the night he's had. Almost 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, 5 completions of 40 yards or more, including 1 on this drive right here. And now his club trails by just 5. Here's what he's telling his defense. Just get me the football back. 3:36 left. And maybe, just maybe, the Panthers don't need more than 1 timeout because of how quickly they move.
I'm going to show you what a scrambling quarterback would do. This is Turner. He's going to go yada, yada, yada. Woo. You know how much time that takes? Let it go. Let's watch this. If you can keep an eye on Burgess, he rolls to the right. There goes Turner. You're trying to run wheel route. Nothing there. But when you got that much time because you can scramble, it's tough to cover in the secondary. I'm not sure I'm going to do the Orchard Lake game, Chad. This is 2 games in a row that have just been incredible, close, exciting games with a lot of big plays right down to the finish. And
we've been spoiled this weekend.
And you talked about the timeouts that River Rouge and Coach Corey Parker had to take both on special teams. If you don't get that onside kick now, even without a first down.
Well, are you onside kicking here?
Absolutely. I only have 1 timeout with 3:36. Maybe a hard squib, try to bang it off the front row. And if you miss the guy in the front, at least it goes to the back.
Well, to your point, West Catholic has their hands team up front. Neville is up there. Nemers is up there as well. 2 safeties deep. It's onside kick, and it's caught at the 45-yard line by Aaron Hall.
Someone needs to put a sign up incoming. Aaron Hall, you had, who was that? Vincent. He was coming like a rocket, as well as Alexander Carter. When he goes up and gets this, look at this.
Wow. Hey, that's well placed, by the way.
That was a nice kick.
By Leonard Millette. Yeah, that's a really nice onside kick.
Well, there's a reason that River Rouge has been able to get back into this game. They've just made a lot of big plays. And they all start with this guy, Antoine Burgess, with his arm, getting the ball down the field to Vincent. And once again,
fumble! Maloney recovered it, but the inside handoff went to Denny Alt, and he lost it. Corey Parker's defense needed to make a play. They almost made the play of the night there. Check it out.
Here's a look. Yeah, it's a hit. It's delivered coming down on the edge. Putting a helmet on the ball that time was Reggie Pearson. He knocks it out of Alt, the sure-handed Alt that time. Corey Parker has 1 timeout he's going to be able to burn. He's going to get the ball back with probably over 2 minutes remaining.
I am surprised West Catholic. Maloney's got it! He's got the first down and more!
Stay in bounds, young man. There it is.
Inside the 25. I was about to say, I'm surprised they're snapping it so quickly. You got the back judge who gives you a 10-second count and then counts down from 5.
At 5.
Right, but he didn't even get to the 10-second count. It didn't matter.
Well, still with 1 timeout. If they can get a stop here, and this is just the zone read. He pulls it. Once again, look at the trap block. Look at the trap block. Beautiful job.
Wow. And good downfield blocking by Sam Neville, too, by the way.
Saronen's just done a nice job. Their whole offensive line.
Yeah, they really have.
Now he's looking at the official standing underneath the goalpost. He's at about 7, 6, and now he'll start counting it off.
Over 850 total yards of offense in this game. Alt drilled. When will Corey Parker burn the timeout? Reggie Pearson made the tackle. And I think, did he take it there? No, he didn't. If you're going to take it, you got to take it right away.
Right. You're like Nostradamus, though, Shep. You said when he took those 2 special teams timeouts that they could be costly.
Well, remember, one was on a 4th and 16 that they then converted.
Yeah, on the fake.
2nd and 12. Maloney out of the pistol. He still has it. That was a wise play right there. Here comes the timeout by Parker with 1:39 remaining. His final timeout while West Catholic looks at a 3rd down and 12.
I'm just doing the math in my head. Let's say they run it, they don't get a first down. It's probably going to be, in high school, it's probably almost 15 seconds from the time you start to play till they get the ball spotted, and then you get another 25. So you're looking at 40 seconds. Well, you're going to get it under a minute. Maybe River Rouge if West Catholic now. You kick a field goal. You risk getting a field goal blocked in this situation.
I would not.
I wouldn't either. I think I would
run a play here, and I would run another play on 4th down, is what I'd do.
And on 4th down, you have the ability to pass the ball because if you throw it incomplete, sure, it's a change of possession anyways.
They are 4 for 10.
But you don't throw it here.
On 3rd down.
If you throw it, it's got to be a screen or something you know you're going to complete 98% of the time.
If you're going to throw it, you throw it to your right because Nemmers is matched up there.
I don't throw it at...
It's not Marquise Rouge.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, Robinson's on Neville to the bottom.
I think they're going to run it. Nope, they're going to throw it. How about that? Neville in a bubble! Come on! Inside the 10! That's all she wrote!
Dan Roan, you talk about a riverboat gambler. Talk about a coach that has confidence in his quarterback, in his offensive line, in his receivers to call that play.
They needed 12. They got 21 when nobody thought they were going to sling it.
And look at what a job. What a job by that young quarterback, Baloney. 2 defenders right in his face.
2. He had 3, and they thought he handed the ball off.
That got him a little extra time.
Yeah, otherwise it would have been a sack. You can go in victory formation if you want. Instead, Neville tiptoes in, and West Catholic will win their 3rd in a row.
You know what? I don't score there. I take a knee. You score. That's the only chance that Rouge has because now they get the ball, and if they can score quick, they can onside kick. You have no control.
That's kind of why I said you can go victory formation here, but
yeah, I would have. I would have done that, Shep. I would just taken a knee.
Yep.
Because they can't get the ball back. Now they're going to get the ball back.
This to make it a 12-point lead again, and it's good. Well, the 3rd down play might live in West Catholic lore. 3rd and 12. They throw a bubble screen, and they pick up 21. And with 1:27 left, though prematurely on my part, looks like
I saw Tony Anise. I'd never even thought about doing this, and I saw Tony Anise back probably 20 years ago when he's at Montrose.
Right.
Similar situation where he's trailing. He let the team score. He was down by like 9 or 6 or something. And he couldn't get the ball back because they took a knee, and they just were kind of like, and he let him score. He went down like 10. He got the ball. He scored like in 3 plays. With about 30 seconds to go in the game, the onside kick got it. It went up top and scored. Ended up winning the game. And I said, I couldn't believe it. I said, you let him score. That doesn't seem smart. And I thought, well, wait a minute. It's the only way you can get. Yeah, you can't get the ball back if you just take a knee. But I'm not telling Dan Roan how to coach because he's made some unbelievable calls.
Little squib kick, recovered at the 37, 38-yard line or so.
Now I guarantee, throw another guarantee that you're going to see a different coverage in the back end of this secondary for West Catholic. You've got to play quarters at the very least, which means you're going to have 4 defensive backs across. They each have a quarter deep, and you have to go deep as the deepest. You can already see, look at Nemmers and some of the guys already starting out about 20 yards deep. Still minute 27. You really can only rush. You're going to cover with 8 and rush 3. Oh, here they are. They're still way shallower than I.
Burgess can throw it, but he won't get a chance here because Carl Myers did it again. 2nd sack of the night.
With no timeouts, that clock's going to wind. They're going to be under a minute by time. You got to wait for your receivers to get back.
Actually,
another thing that hurts you is they just ran 50, 60-yard sprints. Right. They're going to be sucking a little bit of air.
Actually gained 1, so that's not a sack for Carl Myers, but his 7th tackle. Burgess. He'll throw it deep. 54 seconds left.
Pass incomplete.
And it'll be 3rd and long.
Shelty Howard, the intended receiver. Defensive coverage by Connor Goldhouse. 4th down and 9.
Panthers in search of some magic. Middle's wide open. I thought Vincent might pitch that back to Giovanni Turner. Instead, the clock stops with 47 seconds remaining because of the first down.
That's exactly what they're doing, Chad. We don't have time because they're in a hurry up here, but they're going to run a little pitch across the field. 2 crossing routes and have the first one pitch it back to the other receiver coming the other way.
There's one across the middle. Shante Howard hauled that one in inside the 25.
See, I spiked the ball here. I have everyone hustle up, spike the ball, everyone catch their wind. Wow, unbelievable catch.
That's the second time we've seen him with strong hands. Under 30 to go. Burgess is going to roll the pocket. Throwback. Caught inside the 5 and out of bounds. That's Turner again. Boy, is he good.
You know, you're Corey Parker. You're going to look at this film when you go home. You might wait a day or two if you don't end up winning this game and think, I wonder if we should have maybe come out throwing the ball a little bit more because they've had a lot of success. This is going to be a throwback. Roll all the way to the right. And this takes some arm strength. Oh, my. That's unbelievable. I never realized he threw off his back foot rolling right. He threw that ball almost 40 yards across the field.
18 seconds remain. Burgess for the corner, and it's knocked away by Bullhouse.
And this is very important. They have to score on this play because if you don't score on this play, if you have to score on the next play, it may not even leave you time after an onside kick to even run a play, even if you recover it. So I think it's imperative that if Rouge has any chance of getting an onside kick and then throwing a Hail Mary, that they score on this one.
I'll tell you, this kid is so athletic. I want him rolling on almost every play if I'm a head coach. I'd let him make that decision. He can throw it or run it. That's what they're going to do. They're going to roll him, and he's got a ton of room. But he's not going to get there. Oh, he did reach out for the pin. Did he get it? Yes, he did.
Well, they need to put some time back on the clock, I think. That did not take Burgess 9 seconds to get to that pylon. Corey Parker, I don't know if they can review. I know there's no obvious review in high school, but
he wants time back on the clock.
Yeah, but this is unbelievable. You talked about Burgess. Look at him stretch. It looks like he's going to be stopped short. He goes airborne.
Boy, that's a whale of a play. This kid has had an incredible performance tonight. He's thrown for 354 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's rushed for 70 and 2 scores. He's been dynamite, and I'm surprised they didn't put more time back on the clock.
Yeah, I think they may have lost a couple.
Yeah, they missed the extra point, by the way. Well, no matter what, it's been fun watching this young man perform, man. It really has.
Well, sometimes coaches also brag a little bit about their players, and you say, "Oh yeah, you know, you're his coach."
Right. It's like
Corey Parker just said he couldn't speak enough about how much he appreciated this kid's ability, his attitude, and he said, Rob, you're going to see a kid that is pure dual threat.
Yep.
So I'm telling you, he can throw it and he can run.
Well, he doesn't just throw it. I mean, he can throw it to just about any spot on the field. I mean, he
puts zip on the ball. He has touch when he needs to.
They need some type of onside kick that Central Michigan pulled against Michigan State about 6-7 years ago. Brian Anderson up the left side. You remember that onside kick? Kid grabs it. I think he was from Rockford. Took it all the way back and stunned everybody at Spartan Stadium. Do you remember that one?
I do remember that one.
Last onside kick by Mollett was really good. All West Catholic has to do is catch it and hold it. And they make history.
Oh, that's offside, man.
Hall made the catch again.
Oh, I really thought that was offside. I thought I heard the whistle go, but it did not. And all they do now is take a knee.
Yep, the victory formation. High-scoring game. 74 points scored in this one.
We talked about the fact that you're going to have to score a lot. The River Rouge is not going to put points on the board because we knew what this West Catholic offense was capable of, and Rouge almost went blow for blow, just going to end up one score shorter than he needed to be.
Well, there's not many schools that have been able to do what Grand Rapids West Catholic is doing on this Saturday night. These are the teams in Michigan high school football history who have won 3 straight titles or more. There's 7 of them. We didn't get a chance to show them all, but there's only 7. They become the 8th. Falcons soar again in 2015.
You always tell your kids, hold their heads high. I'm telling Corey Parker, hold his head high. He did an excellent job representing his community, bringing this football team that fought to the bitter end with one of the great high school football programs in the state of Michigan.
Yeah, you know what, Rob, this was a really good football game, wasn't it?
This is why people love high school football right here.
I don't always think you need points to make it a good football game. We saw some good plays on both sides of the ball, some key plays, and this was really a joy to watch. Saw some really good football players out there on this Saturday night. Hope you enjoyed it. I know we did. He's one of them. Antoine Burgess had himself a night. But it wasn't enough. River Rouge comes up short, 6 points short, to West Catholic, one of the powerhouses in Division 5.
This time, we ask that the 2 teams please line up on the 45-yard lines so we may begin the award ceremony. Thank you.
The MHSAA Football Finals on Fox Sports Detroit are brought to you by Arby's. Try the new A1 Special Reserve Steak Sandwich today.
Our play of the game is brought to you by Toyota.
Well, the play of the game is going to be a swing pass, as you saw. West Catholic, this is a big 3rd down and 12 type of situation. They're just going to run it, and they find Sam Neville in the flat. He's able to break a couple tackles, move the ball down to the 5-yard line, and subsequently on the next play, I think River Rouge just kind of let Sam Neville walk into the end zone here for a touchdown, but that really ended up being the differential in the game. And you see some of the great storied programs. East Grand Rapids under Peter Sturzma, Terry Hesbrook. In Ithaca, they won their 4th. They had 4 in a row, and then they just got their 5th. They had it broken last year. Dan Ronan, West Catholic. A lot of really quality. Alfred Costa's brother Rice, Tom Mack, John Harrington. And was that Coach Carter?
Coach Carter, yep. Greg Carter, yep.
Greg Carter, I think, was part of those. I'm not sure he was soloed on all of those that late with the Porters, but nonetheless, some elite company that West Catholic Falcons joined.
The two teams combined for 300 yards and 32 points in the 4th quarter. There was almost a record set tonight. Antoine Burgess, his 354 yards passing, 2nd highest in finals history, only surpassed by yesterday the quarterback at King. Posey threw for 383. It was a whale of a performance. Burgess, Baloney, some key defensive plays made on a goal line stand, a couple of picks, and how about the David Fox implementation of being able to run the football and his pursuit of a little bit of personal history. 3 rushing touchdowns. It was big play after big play, massive play after massive play, and the Falcons come away winning it 40-34. Division 3 is coming up next.